Hey guys, as you probably saw by the title, I did manage to get my hands on a low quality version of the Borderlands 3 launch party stream. I say that because the video quality is in 320p, but the audio is still there and is perfectly fine. I went back and forth deciding if it's worth posting, and I landed on it is. For those people who are dedicated and still want to watch the stream, even in low quality, I think it's worth it for them. Obviously though, if you saw the length as well, this is not the full stream. I cut out trailers and most of the music and other more stage performance things. So it is a more condensed version of the stream itself, but it's just a nice way. You can see the interviews, you can see some of the other things, some of the banter, and a lot of what I talked about in my videos. Now, since I do have this full footage though, I will do my normal coverage, so don't feel pressured to watch all of this if you really aren't interested or if the quality just gets to you. Make sure to follow me on Twitch at Hayder Hype and have fun watching the stream. I'll see you guys in the next one.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Borderlands 3 launch party live from Dallas, Texas, brought to you by 2K, AMD, and Zydak. We have one fan. My name's Greg, this is Fran, and we're the hosts of the Borderlands show, debuting September 18th all across the internet. But that's not what tonight is about, Fran. Tonight's about Borderlands 3.
It's about the game coming out a week from now. It's about all the devs that made this possible.
Yep.
It's about just pure, raw excitement.
And we've been looking at the Twitch chat, everybody, and your little sarcastic Twitter comments. Why is the launch party happening a week before the launch? If we did it on the launch night, would you watch? No, we wouldn't have accepted this job. We'd be home playing Borderlands 3.
That's right.
But me and Fran are excited about Borderlands 3. We've been talking about it, most anticipated for the fall.
Trying to decide characters, builds, all that stuff. You can go to Borderlands.com, find that even, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't throw out your .coms like you're trying to do anything. You probably know a lot about Borderlands, but we understand a lot of people tuning in do not know what Borderlands 3 is all about. So, our friends at Gearbox made a trailer all about it. Let's roll it. Good drop. Fran Mirabella III, you're going to tell me you watched that video and you're like, I don't know which hunter I'm going to be. Flack. Flack looks awesome.
No, everybody's being Flack. You've decided to be Flack. I'm probably more of a Zane guy, Greg.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the hair. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you are here to celebrate Borderlands 3 at this launch party. It is here. It is live in Dallas. So much cool stuff coming from the other room. But the big reason we're doing this, of course, Fran, is to celebrate the hundreds of people who made Borderlands 3 possible.
Yeah, it's something we forget so much about. As we were talking about it before. You hunker down. You're like, I can't wait to play. This game's amazing, and you're thankful for it. But now we get to party, and they get to party. The people from Gearbox who are right here in Texas coming out to the party tonight. They really deserve it.
Are they here to party? They made a video detailing what it was like to take 7 years off and make Borderlands 3. Let's see it. That's what we're talking about, Fran. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that kind of stuff.
So cool seeing behind the scenes stuff like that, and again, like all the care and the code and everything that goes into these games that you so easily forget about when you play, such an awesome experience like this.
Yeah. Again, this is the Borderlands 3 launch party. We're going to be with you for a lot of hours tonight, hanging out, talking to different people. But it's not just us. It's not just the 5,000 fans. It's not just the developers. This is also Mitsu's show. So let's check in with him and see what he's got for us. Mitsu, what's going on?
Hey guys, it's Mitsu backstage. We're here with the streamers, all hanging out this evening, playing on those beautiful Zydax machines powered by AMD. Char, my friend, it's so good to see you here. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, bud. How you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm glad that you're back here this evening. Are you ready to play some Borderlands 3?
I am so ready. We're actually just about to hop into Proving Grounds. Super excited. I was playing through it for the very first time about an hour ago, and it's crazy. It's fun. There's a lot of chaos going on. I wasn't like, I didn't know if you were feeding me or, nah. Proving Grounds is a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting it to have so many, like, all of a sudden, and now here's this wild thing being thrown at you, like, halfway through it, which is really cool. And then, I did one of the boss fights, whereas, like, I thought I had the kill, and then the boss was like, I have a full health bar again.
Yeah, that actually surprised me too. The boss, I thought it was dead, and then at the last second, it just regenerated completely full. And I had to kill it again. But fortunately, the rewards afterwards were worth it, but you guys are going to have to stick around for a little bit and actually see. Is there one gun in particular that you really enjoyed using, or just you could tell us a little feature about it?
Yeah, I have a Vladoff auto rifle that alt fires into a shotgun and shoots this giant burst of like 3 giant fireballs that then into smaller fireballs, and it's just everywhere, and it's crazy, and I love it.
Dude, I can't wait to play Proving Grounds with you. That's going to be coming up just after this. But we're going to take a walk real quick so everybody can see exactly what we're working with today. You guys can see over here the wonderful stations that we have set up, those Zydax PCs. And you can actually win one of these Zydax PCs. Everybody has a chance to be entered into that contest. It is absolutely wonderful. My co-host might be able to actually tell you a bit more. This is my co-host on the Bordercast, the show that immediately preceded, and we do every Friday. Tessachka, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm having a blast. This party, this whole event is incredible. I'm so impressed with it. These computers that we get to use from Zydax with AMD components are insane. The game runs so smoothly on these FreeSync monitors. It's amazing. I'm so glad and lucky. I feel so lucky that we get to play it.
What are you most excited for tonight? Are you excited for playing Proving Grounds, or are you excited for just getting your hands on the game?
I think I'm most excited for getting my hands on the game. I feel like I won't be able to grasp Proving Grounds fully until I've had some time with the characters to really get a hang of the controls, get to know their stories. I kind of just want to start from the beginning and see where I go with it, and then get to Proving Grounds later. I'm excited to get to try it and show it off to you guys, but I feel like I won't really grasp it until later on. So just to play the game is amazing.
I'm so excited that we're going to be sharing that. We will see you in a little bit. Tess, I love you. We'll see you in a bit. And then over here, this beautiful bearded man, a one Mr. Dammit to Hell. How are you doing, bud?
Fantastic, Mitsu. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad we get to talk for a little bit as everything goes down today in the greatness that is the Borderlands 3 party. So what are you most excited for to play today? Are you going to go Proving Grounds as well, or are you more excited to actually get your hands on the game itself?
I'm going to go Proving Grounds. I want to provide my audience with as few spoilers as possible, just out of respect to them. But I mean, I just want to get my hands on the game and just play, just throw bullets all over the place.
Tell us a little bit more about who you're going to be playing today. If I recall correctly, you're actually playing Flak, and I'm only cheating a little bit here because that's also the computer you're sitting at, isn't it?
It is indeed. This will be the first time I've had a chance to play Flak, so I went with him. But I'm Mose at heart. Mose, see you next week, baby.
Oh my God. Whoa, that's right. I think I took Mose from you. We did a little bit of pre-production. We kind of talked out who we wanted to all play as, because we are going to be trying to do some co-op for you guys in a little bit, which we're really excited to do. I didn't know he loved Mose that much, and for that, let me issue you a public apology. I'm so sorry that needs to be the case. Anyway, I look forward to it, bud. Anything else?
That's it.
Cool. Alrighty, so there you have it. These beautiful Zydax machines powered by AMD. Here for your enjoyment today, we're going to be bringing all of this content to you guys this evening. We are so thrilled to be able to give you all of this Borderlands 3 content over the next 6 hours. 6 hours, all dedicated to this game that we all love, that we all share, that we all cherish, that is coming out in 7 short days. It is absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to bring you guys all of this programming. A little bit later on, too, I'll also be talking with some cosplayers, which I'm very excited to do as well. The floor is already jumping. I can hear the bass pumping right from here. I'm going to throw it right back over to Greg and Fran. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later.
Fran, I've been saying it a long time, and I think that video proves it.
Yeah.
We need more guys with glasses and beards playing video games. You know what I mean?
Well played.
Speaking of Greg Way, everybody, it's creative director Paul Sage. Hey! There's no audience to clap. There's one person to woo. I appreciate it.
I heard a woo.
Paul, how are you? What does the launch party mean to you?
What is how am I, or what does the launch party mean?
Yeah.
I'm great, man. Like, super excited. We're I said we were 7 days away. I think we're actually closer to 6 days away at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So, man, I'm jazzed. I mean, it's game. It's rad. Like, I mean, I hope people love it.
Are you exhausted at this point, though?
No,
Are
man.
you
I've got
ready to-
tons of. I've just got a reservoir of energy. Yeah, man. I'm conned out, but I'm
Free drinks next door.
dude. I can't wait. There's players out there, man. Players energize you in a way that nothing else does, man.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing I don't think that we've talked about on this show to give you guys credit for.
Right.
Launch parties for developers and studios happen, I'd say, all the time for the big stuff, for the big games, right? I don't know many that do open the doors and say, "Hey, it's free. Come on in. We want to do a bunch of stuff with you."
Yeah, dude, it's insanity. I mean, you get to see the players. I mean, that's what you want. Like, that's the entire point of making a game is like, hey, we got players out, and it's just fun. It's fun to be here. I get to sit with you, fine gentlemen. Like, it's great, man.
It's our pleasure. Have you had a chance to be a part of something like this before in previous games you've worked on?
I wouldn't say exactly like this.
Yeah.
No, this is pretty special, man. This is a special game, special team. So yeah, I'm psyched.
It's really cool.
All right, so Paul, let's get down to brass tacks here.
Yeah.
There's a little show called PAX.
Yeah.
You guys invited me to your panel. You said you're going to announce the Borderlands show. We're going to give you a big old time to talk to everybody.
That's
I came
right.
out, there's 5 minutes on the clock. We got through barely anything I wanted to talk about.
We gave you 2 minutes and 50 seconds longer than we should.
Because I had to introduce everyone. Well, God damn it. He got me, friend.
Yeah.
My question, Paul, is
Yeah.
with launch 7 days away, I think everybody knows, not the basics, but what Borderlands 3 is, moment to moment, in that original story. You guys have been trying to focus and talk a lot about endgame and what the endgame content is going to be.
Right.
For you, where does that start?
Where does the in game start?
Yeah.
About 3 years ago. No, so in game. I mean, I hate calling it in game. I love calling it veteran content. So it starts for me right when you finish the main story. Right. That is when you unlock Guardian mode.
Okay.
Right. That's when you unlock Mayhem mode.
Okay.
So I call it Guardian mode, Guardian rank. It's
right.
but that is
got you. Who said you can't call it badass anymore?
Me.
Which one of these? You?
Yeah, me.
Vetoed it?
That was me. I think I was the one who or maybe Sam. I can't remember at this point who coins it. When you're on a team, you never know.
Yeah.
But I think when we started out, we were like, okay. Yeah, it's badass, but if we call it badass, people are going to assume it's the same system, but it's not the same system, right? So this Guardian rank actually works off XP gains because we wanted people to do the natural thing. We wanted them to keep playing the game naturally. We didn't want them to, go hunting challenges or something like that, and that's the way badass rank used to work.
Sure.
So because it's a newer, it's got different rules. We want people to associate it with a different name. Is it smart? Who knows? But it seemed better than Badass Rank 2.0, which is, like the 2000s version of how you name things, I think. So
do you hit a level cap and then there's ranks?
Hold on, friend. They're coming up. They're throwing this up. This is Mayhem, right? We're looking at the Mayhem Terminal.
Oh, sure. This is the Mayhem Terminal. So this is actually what you unlock.
Okay.
And you can see you've got like 3 different Mayhem modes there. There's a spot for you can put it in the first one. That's Mayhem Rank 1. The second one, 2, 3, etc. And by the time you get to 3, man, it should be giving you trouble. I'm sure there'll be players out there like, no, don't give me trouble, man.
I have a perfect build. I'm melting guys.
Right.
But you don't recommend just jumping into 3.
I don't recommend just jumping into 3 unless you just want your ass kicked. I mean, sometimes a good ass kicking is what you need.
That's
right.
right.
What a lot of people need.
That's what they tell Greg all the time.
Especially. So is that what Guardian rank is playing into? Is Mayhem mode, or is Guardian rank playing into everything endgame?
Yeah, Guardian rank helps Mayhem mode because you get stronger as you progress, right? You're gaining. It's a constant growth progression through the game. You have stats that come up. There's 3 different areas that you can choose to get stats in, and it only gives you like a couple of those to put points in. So each time it's random and it's a little different when you're spending your Guardian tokens.
Gotcha.
Where do you do this? Do you do this in Circle of Slaughter, in Proving Grounds, in Mayhem? Can you get Guardian rank in all those?
Guardian rank is just based off XP. So however you play the game, you're getting Guardian rank, and you're not just getting Guardian rank for that character. You're getting Guardian rank for all of your characters.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that sits on top of your level. Is that how it would work?
That's absolutely true. Yeah. So once you unlock it, after you complete the main story, that's when it's just there all the time. You see that separate XP bar for Guardian rank.
Yeah. And so you can do some pretty cool stuff, right? There's trees of of buffs and stuff that you're going to get from this? I don't know. Are we going that deep into this yet?
Well, I mean, we have a Borderlands show September 18th. We need to leave something on the table to talk about, but I'm sure we won't have and that we'll have played the game by then. I think we'll have plenty to go on to.
That's right. But yeah, you're right. You do open up new skills essentially and new skins. You know that kind of like, hey, the t-shirt.
Show it off.
Yeah, that's right.
Really
to
cool.
show it off. Yeah.
So now you mentioned Circle of Slaughter.
Yeah.
Circle of Slaughter is, of course, something we do know, something you didn't rename. So is this exactly what it was before, or is it different?
It's pretty close to what it was before. I mean, obviously, they're all new Circle of Slaughters. They're all new maps, all new enemies, all new game, for that matter. But, yeah, it is essentially like you're trying to survive the waves. You get better loot depending on how long you survive. So, yeah, it's I love Circle of Slaughters, man. I like...
Oh, sure. I'm glad it's back.
Just sitting there fighting over and over, you know, and just seeing the different enemies that we throw at you and how it changes. Playing with Mayhem mode, I will say, is pretty rad. Yeah.
That was the thing when you debuted it at PAX and you showed some of this Mayhem mode. It just seems like infinite ways to go through and tweak something you know a little bit, right? Like I know what I'm getting into, but suddenly it is they're giving off fire damage. I'm giving off this. This is how it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just change chairs. You're selling it pretty well. So yeah, it's absolutely it's so fun as far as actually the difficulty is what really starts throwing me. I get to Mayhem 2 before I start whining a bit, you know. It's like, hey, they're coming in and they're crushing me. We have enemies in the game, you know. We have what we call badasses, you know, and everybody's used to those. But we have another like spin on that this time around, and people see that they're a little bit tougher even than badasses.
Huh. I think I saw this actually on the website. Are these the Anointed?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is absolutely what they are.
It's information on the website. I'm not spoiling the show that you can watch on September.
It's a good co-host.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So there's like anointed enemies, anointed gear. Yeah, this wasn't like a secret email that they gave to us. I read
hacked the site. You went. You dug through the source code.
This research is crazy, but yeah.
Fran knows things I don't know what to say. No, the anointed gear is also something that's really different. You know, I love to think of a different word for this, but it sits orthogonally to our normal rarity system, right? Which is, so we have, you know, common, uncommon, very rare gear, and then legendary, all that. And this sits orthogonally to that, which means that you can find anointed gear that is common, uncommon, you know, very rare, and you know.
I think we just got a few details, Greg.
Yeah, good job, Fran. High five.
Yeah.
Ruined our September 18th show already.
Yeah, no, please watch the Borderlands show when it debuts.
Yeah, but like I said, now that actually, the reason I think that's important to talk about anointed gear is what you're doing in that kind of veteran game chase is you're chasing after that gear because it's actually the first gear we've done that speaks to your character skills and the way you build your character out.
Huh. Yeah.
Other than class mods, of course. But I mean the first weapons like that.
It sounds really cool. Also, again, back to skins, man. I love being able to show off when you're in the end game and if you run in now to other players who you can be different level from, right? And it's really cool to show that off.
So because I don't do this, I'm going to brag about our artists a bit, right? Like those dudes they're so rad.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'll quit saying like rad about 45 times.
Just say badass.
Yeah, okay. The skins animate. Different skins will animate and stuff like that. So like the textures are animating. It's really cool, and I you know, showing up in that gear to the party is pretty great. I don't know if anybody has animating pants out on the floor right now.
They will. As soon as the cosplayers see it, you know they'll figure it out. They'll make it out. Is this what you're talking about when you were talking about? Oh, you know, it started 5 years ago, 3 years ago, of sitting down and being like, how do we make not even again the end game content, the veteran content, the things of like we've hit that precipice. How do you make it that people don't leave the game? Because personally, that was always my thing. I'd finish a Borderlands story, tinker a little bit more, play another character maybe, and then I would move on to the next thing. It really feels like you guys have taken all the learnings from games as a service that we've seen and put it into this.
Yeah, I'll say the thing is, because it's funny, we talk about games as a service or whatever, and it's interesting from our perspective. It's just we see like there's 2 million people, you know, different people daily playing the game 7 years after it releases. What's going on, right? So the point isn't so much like, you know, how we're just trying to keep them like, how do we respect that? What do we do that says, hey, you like what you're doing, obviously, or you wouldn't be doing it. So how do we make that even more fun? How do we play into that? And that's just we want to keep the fans, you know, that want to keep playing, able to keep playing. And for those people, like there are people who are definitely they're out at the main story. Cool. I hope you had a great time.
Yeah.
Those people who want to keep playing, man, This is it. This is the thing to do.
Right now, we're looking at the stream team playing over here. They're playing Proving Grounds. Now, this is another endgame thing that we've seen. There's a Let's Play up, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, party mode. Please come watch it. What is Proving Grounds for those who don't know?
Proving Grounds is a little different than Circle of Slaughters. It's still repeatable content.
Okay.
But there used to be a thing where we had vault symbols scattered throughout Borderlands 2 that you found these secret vault symbols. And so we thought, well, what if that was actually Iridian writing instead of just a vault symbol? And there's something you need to unlock to help you translate that. But once you start translating enough of those writings that you find throughout, they unlock these things called Proving Grounds. So not only is it for people who really like the lore of the Iridians that were this ancient race and that kind of started everything, it also unlocks this repeatable content, and you go through and you can see that you're actually going through. So it's not something that you have waves coming in at you. You're actually trying to
moving about.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain when we played it at Kind of Funny, Fran wasn't there. He probably overslept.
Okay.
But when we were playing through it and Fran was asking me questions about it, I was like, well, no, like you have an objective. It's not just sit there and let them come at you. You have an objective, and then you have bonus objectives, right, that unlock better gear, better loot, more rewards.
Absolutely. Again, we're gonna swap seats, man.
If you would have just let me play the entire game like I asked you a month ago, I could ask a whole bunch of questions. You know?
I feel like it's a perfect spot to, like, if people are still like, wait, what is Mayhem? What is Proving Grounds? And what is Circle of Slaughter?
Right.
First of all, they're all only available after you beat the game, or can you unlock them before?
So no, Circle of Slaughters and Proving Grounds are available throughout the course of the game.
You have to unlock them, though?
You do. You have to do things to get to them. In Circle of Slaughters, you just need to find them. In the Proving Grounds, you actually have to unlock them.
Okay.
Right? They're like planetary bodies that you travel to with Sanctuary 3, which is your spaceship.
Yeah.
Once you find
God, I
it.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Floating
Spaceship,
city.
what a great idea.
It's really cool.
Right now, it looks like we're fighting a boss. Is that right? Skag of Survival here?
Yeah.
He's got the big old baddie health bar at top.
Yep.
I assume that's the boss there.
Yep.
If you notice, this stream team, a bunch of clowns, only did one option.
Whatever.
I'm just letting you know. I'm calling them like I see them. I'm objective.
Wait, didn't they do everything on the list?
No, those are the pluses next to them.
Yeah.
They just have the one there, kill the
They only
fallen
did the
guardian.
one.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, they're excited at the event.
Just letting you know, it's kind of embarrassing.
But like, what
the professional stream team?
I would love to, again, like, so Proving Grounds, I get you move forward. It's almost a little mission-esque, right?
It is.
But is Circle of Slaughter waves, and then what is Mayhem that makes it, how do they differ?
Yeah, so Mayhem is what sits over on top of all of this, right? So Mayhem is the thing that changes the modifiers. So when I say modifiers, here's what I mean. Now, you might get more XP. You do get more XP for those. And there are some fake numbers that were up that won't be there on live.
Yeah.
There are not only XP bonuses, but there are health bonuses for the enemies, right? And then there are just the statistics, the random stats that change on the enemies. Now, these things might be like, okay, the enemy has more shields, or, the enemy basically is susceptible to fire damage, or not susceptible to fire
elemental
damage.
buffs or debuffs.
Yeah, they can go either way, and so you're never really sure until you open your map and you look at those and you see, okay, here's the bonuses that they have, for what's going on, or, not bonuses, right?
Yeah.
The unbonus.
Yep.
So now, this Proving Grounds is what we played with the Let's Play, and it's been out there a lot. I've heard a rumor you're showing a new map here tonight. Is that correct?
Are we showing a new map?
I was going to say, I know you haven't looked at the script. I'll let you know if there is, or you are for sure showing a new Proving Grounds.
All right, that's great. Yeah.
Not right now. You got to stick around.
Dude, they just point me.
Yeah.
like a gun.
Yeah.
And that's what I am. I'm just.
For you as the creative director of Borderlands 3, when does that end? When do they stop pointing you like a gun? Were you just the guy to get it through launch, and now you get to chill, and the teams that are going to work on the post-launch content come through?
I mean, so what I can tell you is, I will probably still be doing stuff for quite a while.
Yeah.
But there's games never stop, man. There's always more to do.
It's funny you mentioned that, Greg Way. Let's talk about the post-launch content. Again, at PAX, you guys put up a very fancy image.
Right.
Had all these things on it that we were going to talk about and announce. I think we have it. Here it is. So you can see it right there.
That's right.
Bloody Harvest event, right? That's the fall. This is just fall-winter 2019.
That's right.
Then Maliwan.
Maliwan.
Right before I asked you, and you gave me...
You thought too hard.
No, Paul gave me two different ways to say it on purpose. He knows me too well.
Maliwan?
The next word...
Don't say that! You're doing it again!
The next word is takedown.
Takedown, that's easy, right? A free content update, all new map, challenging new enemies, take down the new boss, earn powerful rewards, and then DLC 1, which is paid content, included with the season pass, however, a new campaign.
Yeah. So, how does Bloody Harvest event, what happens?
Now, hold on real quick, too, and remember, September 18th, you're on the Borderlands show.
You
you cannot answer all these questions questions the way you want to. Think about
okay.
it.
I'm trying to
Leave us
ruin our own
something.
show.
Do you want me to answer them the way you want me to? Now I'm lost.
Yeah, see what it's like to get in somebody's head?
Hang on. Ace of Spades?
But give us a rough overview. I
Sure,
guess you're right.
Yeah. So Bloody Harvest we have what we're essentially internally calling events now. That's just content we're going to release, and sometimes it might be around a holiday, sometimes it might not be around a holiday. We just want to release fun content that's new content. Bloody Harvest is going to be fun. I don't want to give it away too much. I'll say that there's ghosts involved. There's got a designer named Ben Gettleman. He's working on him. He's leading this. It's so much fun, man. It's fun just to be able to drop content. Do you know how cool it is just to be able to drop content and say, like, here you go. Just go have fun.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah. That's the same thing with the takedown. So a takedown now
takedown it's your raid, but it's not a raid, but it kind of is a raid, and it's takedown.
That's right.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. No, I think you summed it up as well as I will. A takedown it's slightly bigger. If you remember Borderlands 2, we had these huge monsters that you would go fight, and you were pretty much right at the monster when you got onto the map. The map's a little bit more involved now, and so there's more to a takedown. So that's why we're not actually calling them raids. There's more to them. So we keep changing names, man. We've got plenty.
No,
of
but
names.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fran and I love playing multiplayer games together. Obviously, we're ready for Borderlands 3. But yeah, that idea of there's going to be a constant drip of meaty content, things to jump in, and it's not just here's the boss, fight the boss, get some loot.
And maybe what you're getting at before, because the kids at home don't remember, you had to go get a disc at the store before. Is that what you were getting at? That you could just drop content in, and now you don't have to do that anymore?
I don't know, you old guys and your terms. Like
yeah, you young hip kid. Paul Sage skateboarded in here earlier.
Right. That's me.
Yeah.
Hey, cool kids.
Yeah.
And so, beyond that, you guys have talked about you have 4 big DLCs.
Right.
Is that what that's what the red DLC pack number 1 was?
That is. Man, these DLCs, you hate to talk up anything too much, although maybe that's the job here. but at the same time, they're really cool. There's some that I can't wait, but I'm going to really talk
Borderlands
about.
show.
Right? Borderlands show, yes. What date is that again?
September 18th.
That's on the 18th, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
so
San Francisco, we're tracking out.
Yeah, but the DLC, man, they're really cool. There's teams that have been at work on it, for a couple of months now, even before launch. We got to keep that cadence up. Because the story must go on.
Yeah. Sure. And so it goes, what, Bloody Harvest in October, and then Malwan Takedown November?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think so. That's what my notes say.
Yeah.
And then the DLC comes after that?
It
don't
does.
know when yet?
It does.
They said fall, winter 2019. So
it's
December. I'm not putting a gun in anybody's
trying to
head.
get a release date.
I would say to some people it'll feel too far, and to some people it'll be just the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hard is that balance to strike? Let alone the fact that you guys are working on this game for 5 years, making it meaty, and then you're like, all right, we've done enough there. Let's start thinking about what we can do differently.
I think the balance is, what we know we want to do is you want to release 4 within about a year, right? Okay. So just talking about the DLC itself, not even all of the other
not
content
the events
that comes out. Yeah. So I think that's a goal. Because I think that's what people are waiting for. That's what we've seen. We've seen a cadence of people, like, they enjoyed it. I don't know whether BL2 was this unique thing that's just struck the right chord, but definitely that's what we're seeing is, like, I think that's the right cadence to hit. We'll see.
You talk about it in an interesting way, right? About releasing these 4 packs in a year.
Yeah.
Ballpark. Obviously, things can change, things can slide. Do you think about, and does Gearbox think about it longer term than that? I mean, we're talking about, we began this talking about a game that's 7 years old.
Right.
Still has thousands of people signing on to play.
Yeah, I think it all depends on the reception, right?
Yeah. Borderlands, that's a hard sell. You know what I mean? Like, oof, man, I wish it was a popular franchise.
Well, I think it's partly that reception, and then when do you start looking forward to, whatever is going to be next,
Yeah.
And that's also a trick. The studio gets excited about being creative on different projects. So,
that documentary they had in the front was very, very interesting.
Yeah,
cool.
In terms of the DLC versus Borderlands 2 as well, what should fans expect in terms of the scope of what's coming? Was it similar to what happened before, would you say? Or, like, should they expect...
tiny team.
I think that scope's going to be very similar, if not slightly bigger, but I think it's going to be very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, believe it or not, this is your final minute in front of the camera before the release of Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Because then we get you right after. The week after you're coming to San Francisco, of course you do that.
On the 18th.
Here, with the thousands of fans out there and obviously the thousands watching on Twitch and YouTube and everywhere else. Right. What do you want to say to them? I want to turn it over.
Look, man, you were just mentioning that thank you video. That's a very sincere thing for us, right? I don't want to get all misty about it, but it's a big deal. We're happy to deliver this. More than anything else, there's that kid inside of you that wanted to make video games, and you just want people who were there, to be excited the way you were when you were that kid, picking your first video game. Yeah. I don't know what video game it was for you that turned you into this, but there was an Ultima 3 for me, and I hope this game, a Borderlands 3, is that for some other person out there. That's very sincere, and we want them to have fun.
That's awesome.
Paul says you are a fantastic person.
Paul's the best.
We'll see you in a couple weeks, and we'll tell you what you did wrong. But for right now, it's been a pleasure for a long time now talking to you in this preview coverage. Congratulations. We want you to get back to the party.
All right.
Have a drink and hang out, all right?
Thank you for being here, guys.
Oh, thank you for having us. And thank you, of course, ladies and gentlemen, for watching online, twitch.tv/Borderlands. That's where you can get the Borderlands show, September 18th. Me, Fran, and Paul again.
Never heard of it, Greg.
Yeah, well, it's because it's brand new, Fran. There's so much more. Literally hours of content to come from the Borderlands 3 launch party. But we do have some bills to pay, so let's have a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to the Borderlands 3 launch party live from Dallas, brought to you by 2K, AMD, and Zydac. The voice you're hearing is Greg Miller, alongside Fran Mirabelle III.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, indeed. We're getting some live party shots out there, or FM3,
As
right?
you may know me.
Oh my gosh, if you have Twitch, go to twitch.tv/FM3_. If you have an Epic Game Store account, use creator code Fran Mirabelle. Are you happy?
No,
Is there anything else I need to plug?
This.
He does a show called Kinda Funny Games Daily with me over on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames. But enough about us. We're here to talk about Borderlands 3, even though we have a Borderlands show premiering on the 18th of September.
Yeah.
Oh,
now they know where to watch it.
What are you having a good time, Fran?
Dude, this event is so cool. We asked Paul a little bit about it. I was like, how many of these have you been to it? It took him a while. And even for us, I've been to launch events, but like a celebration that's live with everything that's going on in there, like
live
all the acts.
with the heavy,
This is a really cool event.
Yeah. Now, Fran, speaking of really cool things, Greg Way, we just talked about that Epic Game Store, of course. You wanted to talk about PC specs.
Yeah,
you are a big old PC guy who plays PC games.
Come on, Greg, you love the PC.
No,
I love the
TurboTax
PC.
all the time.
Again, yeah, it's sponsored by Zydac, AMD. We got tons of details, but a lot of people are always like, what are the minimum specs? Well, let me tell you, Greg. 1080p minimum specs. You can play that on Windows 7, 8, or 10. And the processor is AMD FX 8350.
Oh, I love that 8350.
Memory.
It puts the 8349 to shame, am I right?
AMD is just cringing right now. No, seriously, though. Memory, 6 gigabytes of RAM. Graphics card, you can look to the AMD Radeon HD 7970, and hard drive space, they recommend about 75 gigs.
Gotcha.
So, again, that's just for 1080p gaming minimum specs. You want to know about the 2K 1440p specs, Greg?
Fran, you know there's nothing more I'd love to know about than the 2K 40 GT.
Exactly. So we got the graphic up. You can see it. Windows 7, 8, and 10. Processor AMD Ryzen 5 2600. Kick things up to 16 gigabytes.
Woo, an extra 10 GBs? Oh my gosh.
Indeed. And then AMD Radeon RX 590. Hard drive space can stay the same at 75 gigabytes. So if you want to read these details, though, you can get all of the settings as well, graphical settings, field of view, motion blur, custom frame rate options, all on Borderlands.com. So head over there if you want to. I know, Greg. I know you want to go over there.
I'll be there with a bullet in a second. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
I'll be right over there wondering if my book can run it.
Exactly. And again, we have the whole stream team over there is playing on the show floor and everything, too. Like it's just an amazing event. These Zydac machines are so cool looking.
Well, that's one of the things, all joking aside, because if you didn't know, I'm Greg Miller and I'm a console plebe, and that's the whole bit I do. Because I love giving you PC players a little
I play everything.
You know, I know you do. One of the things we have pointed out, and I did get to go over there and play with the Zydac machine, right? That's running with the AMD stuff.
Yep.
And this is one of the ideas, right, that Borderlands has worked with AMD to make stuff better.
Right. So in addition to just like, hey, here's your recommended specs, pick up AMD stuff, etc. If you get all this AMD hardware set up, you're actually going to get optimizations so the game runs at its absolute best. Then it's been optimized. They worked with Gearbox on Borderlands 3 to do this. So you're going to get an asynchronous compute. What that means is you get efficient multi-threading for graphics and visual effects. It supports AMD FreeSync 2 HDR support. So you get high dynamic range, tear-free gaming.
Ooh, good. Man.
You don't want those tears.
Will my pants tear? My game tear? I hate it.
Don't want your game tearing. Also, fidelity effects, that basically just makes it a sharper, more enhanced game visual. Okay. Again, they optimize that. It also supports multi-threaded command buffers. What that means is it increases traffic from the CPU to the graphics for more performance and reduced latency. I know how you feel about latency, Greg.
Dude, latency, whenever I'm using TurboTax, you kidding me?
You're latency intolerant. That's what I've heard.
I've lost so many deductions.
And then, lastly, it is optimized for RDNA, so those are the Radeon graphics cards for the next gen.
Gotcha.
So definitely check out AMD hardware if you want an optimized PC experience.
So, Fran, if it's optimized for our DNA, how did they get our DNA?
It's in the chairs, Greg.
Oh, my
Taking it right
goodness.
now.
We're doing some look in here at the stream team. You see Mitsu out here shooting right now.
Still crushing. How do you feel they're doing with Proving Grounds, Greg? You've been judging them.
I mean, so far, again, look, they've only killed the Fallen Guardian. All right? Complete the trial without dying. Well, that could still happen. I haven't been paying
Yeah, and kill the boss in either 15 or 17 minutes.
Yeah, how much time they got left?
5 or 7 minutes.
Oh, they got 23 minutes remaining, so they do have a shot at it. Fran, you and I love playing games together. No joke, obviously. That's why we work together so much. How stoked are you for what we know about the endgame stuff?
Yeah. By the way, I like that we joke so much, we have to tell them what's true now. So,
hey man, I hate tears in my pants.
But no, I'm super stoked for Endgame, man. I mean, I've been a looter shooter fan for a really long time now, and when you get, first of all, when you level up now with these Guardian ranks, I'm really interested to see how it changes your builds. Right now, you're getting into like why the hardcore veterans, as it were, play games like this. But also when you just get that amazing legendary drop, that was something I wanted to talk to Paul about. Like, how much better does the gear start to get in that new True Vault Hunter, New Game Plus mode?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I think is so fascinating about you and I doing the Borderlands show, and just also anything on Kind of Funny Games. It's the idea that I love Borderlands, right? Like, I legitimately love the franchise. I've played every Borderlands.
Yeah.
However, like, I think with the exception of maybe Borderlands 2, when my roommate was super into it, Mike Mitchell, shout out to him. We had the 2 TVs in the living room. That's when we would do, let's go do the boss again, and just run stuff trying to get better gear.
Start grinding.
Right? But for the little bit of Borderlands when I played I played a ton of Borderlands pre-sequel, I never felt compelled to come back and run endgame stuff. Like, I felt like my Borderlands mission has ended, and I really do, even though, Paul didn't make fun of games as a service. He kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like this game has learned so much that I remember when we were talking on the Gamescast about what we wanted from a Borderlands 3 before it was announced, and it was, what does a Borderlands 3, a modern-day Borderlands, look like in 2019?
Yeah. I tell you what, Greg, I know you better than many.
Yeah.
And the thing that's going to bring you back probably are the skins. I bet you
100%.
They're going to get you with the vanity, because that's how you get Greg Miller in the game.
If anybody wants to know, I'm 100% true. You know what I mean? Trust me. They're like, you have to pay for the DLC, right? The episode drop.
Yeah.
You can pay for cosmetic stuff, and I'm like, take my money. Like, I'm going to be the gift of Fry throwing his money at the screen. Because, like, yesterday when I sat down and got to play on these machines, and I was running through skill trees trying to decide exactly who I wanted to be, and I picked my boy Flack. I'm a Flack boy now.
Yeah.
I'll have you know that I was afraid I was about to break the demo, but it turns out it is the full game, because I was playing the level 33 mission.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, I went back. I fast traveled back to Sanctuary, or the ship.
Yeah.
And then I ran over to the cosmetics to see if they had anything unlocked, so I could see what I could make them look like.
Yeah.
Because I don't like Flack's default appearance.
Yeah.
I want to put a better head on
like
there.
A default.
I want to get off. I want to get off this bulky jacket he's wearing. Sadly, everything was still locked. Couldn't see anything.
Oh, you couldn't see anything.
No.
Yeah, they filtered through some of it really fast in one of these trailers. So
Exactly.
the horse head.
They had a big Marcus head. Yeah.
And I was like, there's going to be endgame content that's going to get you, like the animated skins, like Paul talked about. And so I know that above all, like, that's certainly going to be some of the stuff that gets you. But yeah, for me, I'll definitely want to grind out some of the best weapons. And honestly, being able to help another Guardian and go out there and be able to, like, have the animated skin, have the best gun. It's going to be really cool.
Again, that's what I think they are doing so right with Borderlands 3, and what I've said before in the shows, is the idea that I flipped out at the gameplay reveal when Randy was up there and was talking about how scaling will work. That you can go in, I can be level 99 or whatever, and I can go into a level 9 player's game, and I know 99 isn't the level cap, but you'll go in there and it'll be my level character will fight his levels, your level character, whoever's smaller level will do the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all doing the same amount of damage, we're getting the same rewards,
the
which
loot
to me
thing is the same.
opens it up so much more of, especially when you start talking about the Guardian system of, awesome, now I'm just going to play this game infinitely, and when I want to play it when my wife's not home, and she comes home, and she's like, do you want to replay a mission again? Like, of course I do.
Yeah,
I'll go
that
back.
pressure.
If it's helping me keep going as my character, if it's helping me be a stronger Flack in the end, or unlock new things for Flack, I want to do that.
Yeah, that's why I think the Guardian rank stuff's going to be interesting, because there's these skill trees within that and buffs, and by the way, at levels like, I think there's Guardian, I think it's the Guardian rank 10, 15, 25, 35, 50. You rank that up and you get weapon drops during that.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of that stuff in the end game.
And that's the thing of, like, I think they've made a game that is so inviting, as Borderlands always has been, to play with other people. But for me, for a long time, what it was is, somebody signs on and wants to play with me. I'm like, well, I can't bring my, buffed character back.
Yeah, because it brings the whole level up
Exactly.
of all the enemies, and then we were dying all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's gone now. So
all right, we're looking back into the party now, Fran.
Yeah.
Got
Well, Greg, I actually have to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
We were talking earlier, or should we talk about the party?
No, we're just looking at the party.
The party was very cool.
If you didn't know, again, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, you've wandered into Twitch, you have no idea where you are. You are at the Borderlands 3 launch party live in Dallas, brought to you by 2K, AMD, and Zydak, hosted by Greg and Fran from the Borderlands show that you don't know about yet.
That's right. But I was going to ask you, like, what you sat down and decided your Guardian here. What was it that turned you on to Flak? Because many people are like, who should I be?
Well, we were talking. That was the conversation you and I legit have yesterday, waiting for rehearsals, where it's been that for what? Geez. Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, I'm just the soldier class. I'm the plain white bread. Basically Zane, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Operative.
then for pre-sequel, I was Athena, had that shield, felt so badass. So coming into here, I played as Zane, and I was like, okay, I've played as Amara, right? At the reveal event, we did that. I jumped into the mech yesterday for the first time and went around with Mos, but it was like, I need a skill tree that speaks to me. I need a character that speaks to me. And so I got to play Flak in the Let's Play we did at Kinda Funny, and enjoyed what I played. But you know how it was. It's me and Andy doing a party mode. It's super fast. We jumped in. It was assign a bunch of skills and go. When I finally got to sit there and go, okay, I'm gonna. What if
what's your build?
What beast do I like?
And you can pick from 3 different
skill trees.
So,
and that was the thing. Is like I'm gonna take the Skag. I already knew about the gamma radiation bomb that makes him get all big and crazy. But then drilling down into it and saying like, okay, if you get into it, it's like if your beast takes damage, that damage is then given back to the people attacking the beast.
Yeah.
Or if you take damage, it's divvied up between you and the beast. And it was like all these different systems that really spoke to me in a way that I'm used to, going and just throwing out my turret and having that sit there. Like, Borderlands 2, that was my deal. I had the turret, I'd toss it down, I'd go play and have it do its deal. Now having basically a turret on 4 legs that runs around, a turret I can pet. Yeah. I like that idea. Not to mention that, of course, the dialogue's so funny for Flak.
Oh, yeah, you really like all the dialogue.
Yeah, having the robot in there. We're looking at skill tree right now. Yeah. You'd think we programmed this. We didn't.
We didn't, but man, what a segue from the production
team. We see Char slipping through going into it.
Again, for those who don't know, at the top of each one of these trees, you pick 2 of those 3 skills as your main skill. So on Zane, as an example, they had demoed the drone as well as the clone ability. And I actually ended up wanting to use the shield, which was the 3rd. So I did shield and clone, and man, it was a game changer for me with Zane. So,
well, that was my thing too. Is like I thought I wanted Zane, but when I went in there and started looking, especially because, like you're saying, right, he can use the 2 different things. Like Zane's ability is having not only the 3 different trees, but then being able to pull from them twice at the same time.
Yes,
right? Having the 2 skills, giving up your grenade.
Right.
I went through and I looked at the stealth drone. It was like, all right, cool. The shield I wasn't feeling. It was like, already I'm like, I don't know what. Well, then afterwards you were telling me you can put it down and pick it up.
Pick it up.
And I was like, oh, crap, well, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah. Walking around with the thing.
Everybody's excited about Flak, though. And so and it's funny.
Yeah, you keep giving me crap for it. Acting like
I'm not.
I'm a Johnny-come-lately, all right? I didn't know. I wanted to play it, and I want to see what it was.
Truth is, I still have to decide. I know we talked about, like, hey, we're going to do a segment on the show where we both decide and talk about why. No? I'm honestly still feeling Zane, and I have played all the characters. But there's just something about the feel, and in a game like this, they made so many quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, like, if you play Borderlands 1, then you play Borderlands 2, you're like, wait, you can't slide, I can't grapple over stuff, and truthfully, it's not that they just added sliding and grapple. The fluidity of the game, the gun feel, everything feels like faster and more fluid, and so anyway,
it feels like a 2019 Borderlands.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in a weird, reductive sense. I mean it in a way of, like, it almost, you know what it is? It almost feels like you're playing it, and if you weren't comparing it to Borderlands 2, having just played it, it would feel like what you probably imagined Borderlands 2 to feel like. It's like when Borderlands 1 Game of the Year dropped a couple months ago, and you and me played it.
Yeah.
And I remember going in and being like, oh my gosh.
That's 2009.
I haven't played Borderlands 1 in forever. Yeah, exactly. And like the quality of life that was missing from it. To have every gun have a secondary fire, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've just added so much to the experience. And it was worth, like, hitting on because I think...
Oh, my gosh. I think that's one of the... I mean, like, it's funny because everybody doesn't want to repeat themselves, right? So I think you see Paul come out here and kind of switch gears to endgame stuff and what you can expect later.
New.
But, like, I think there's so many people that are going to be blown away because even last night, like, when I tweeted, all right, I've officially confirmed I'm going to be Flack.
Yeah.
Andy tweeted from Kind of Funny, I was going to be Flack. And then Andrea had to chime in and from Kind of Funny and be like, well, no, you can have different things. You know, what is going on out there, Fran?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
we can see into the party
inside
right
the party,
We're
taking a woman has broken in through the roof.
Seeing some acrobatics out here. I didn't know that this was going to happen out there.
Well, I want to be out there now if that cool stuff's happening.
We're just adjacent to it because there's so many people, so we can't see it unless...
But it is that idea that I think even if you have a team of Flacks, even if I went and played with you and you were being Flack or anybody, even if we were in the same skill tree,
yes,
the buffs you can choose off the sides are different to make your character different than the other Flack.
Yeah, you can do so many things, whether you like whatever, you added an ice elemental buff to this, or no, I went with fire, and there's so much in the skill trees that's what they stress too.
Guns, you know what I mean? Like, you were talking about skill trees and all stuff, and then it's going to come down to, well, I'm an assault rifle guy, and you're using it.
Yeah, again, do you play up close or far away or whatever it is, and it is true. Like, it feels like possibly, right, like marketing, like that's what's printed on these cards. That's not it, actually. We've played
what's printed on these cards are, hey, this is the next video. That's it.
Exactly.
Or we're going to watch streamers play it, you guys talk.
But it really is a nice upgrade, and now that I've known more about the Guardian rank system and like anointed gear is coming,
there's so much stuff.
There's going to be a lot to the builds, and there already was, playing between the types of players. Like, there's going to be a very big difference if you're playing Moze versus Flack, or as Zane as me or whatever. So there's a ton of replay value, but honestly, it's going to be a hard decision. So you said they can look at the skill trees on Borderlands.com.
Of course,
right?
you go to Borderlands.com. You can go there and tinker with your own skill trees, figure out who you want to spend time with.
I would do that before you install it.
And you better, Fran, because if you do this on night one and we don't get to start something, I'll be mad.
Oh, it's going to take me forever.
Fran, I've seen you take forever to play games. Games like Fortnite.
Oh, yes.
Fortnite right now has a thing called Fortnite Cross Mayhem, a new Borderlands mode.
Yeah.
You got to go play it.
Yeah, well, it's
actually
in like the main game. You can drop into Pandora. You've probably seen, I know that you've seen, we've talked about it. They've done tons of collaborations with movies and big events, Fortnite, Avengers, right? All that stuff. So
I think we have a video. We can see it, and then I want
some
of your hands-on. I want some of your hands-on comments from there. So if we can roll the Fortnite Cross Mayhem video, that'd be great. That Fortnite team-up.
Yeah.
Very impressive, of course. If you pre-order on the Epic Game Store, you get the whole bundle free of charge, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can go, because Fortnite's a free game, you can go, you can buy the skin, etc. But if you go to the Epic Game Store and pre-order Borderlands 3, you actually get the Claptrap backpack, the skin, there's a little like the axes. So it's a pretty cool setup. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, head over to the Epic Game Store.
However, the Fortnite Cross Mayhem partnership isn't even the only partnership of this event. Fran, right next to you over there, what do we got? We got
this is the Zydax machines we've been talking about.
AMD. This is what, of course, the streamers are playing on over there. It's this beautiful box over there. If we cut to the wide, show this thing off. It's like Fran.
Greg is
slowly panning out of the camera.
Yeah, this is
there. It is.
See,
right there.
You've startled the camera person, Greg. But no,
they
honestly,
gotta be on their toes, all right. I could go over here at any point. That's actually I could go over here. Look at them. Look at them all run around. I could be over here.
Oh, my God. Beautiful. Greg, you're in front of the Zydax.
I'm sorry. We're talking about the Zydax, the AMD partnership here with Gearbox and 2K.
But seriously, if you haven't been able to see them in the shots, take a closer look there. Borderlands branded. You can get the different skins on them, the different characters of choice. They're really beautiful looking machines. And so I think we want to, what, are we going to run a video?
Not only is everybody here playing, move your head out of the way, Fran. Move my hand out of the way.
I got it.
Not only is everybody playing on them over there, we have a video, showing them off because there's a way you could win one. Let's talk to our good friend Randy about that. So, Fran, if I wanted to get my hands on one of those, what do I do?
Well, number one, if you're at the event tonight, you have a chance. You actually have a chance to get it at the event, but if you're just watching at home, yes, you can actually get your hands on these Zydax machines. There's a giveaway happening.
Ooh.
So you have a chance to win at home if you go to Zydax.com/Borderlands. No, do 2 windows. Don't leave the stream. 2 windows open for this.
Leave this.
Or if you're on mobile, I'm sure you have a solution. Come back. But go to Zydax.com/Borderlands for a chance to win. But if you're there looking and you're like, you know what, I want the Zane setup, I want that flak, and I want the color here, blah, blah. You get all set up, and you want want to buy it? Well, you get 5% off if you use the promo code Borderlands. That's plural, obviously. 5% off for that. Again, completely customizable. Pick your character, pick the hardware, extra bling, and you'll be ready to go.
Well,
for
Fran,
Borderlands 3 on PC.
5% off of one of these beautiful machines sounds great. But I'd like 5% off a drink at the party. Mitsu is out there right now experiencing the party for himself. Maybe he can bring me back a beverage. Let's see what he's up to.
Hey guys, I'm here backstage right now because that party is pumping, so we wanted to take a couple minutes to actually show you guys some of our cool cosplayers that we have here tonight. I am currently flanked by... I'm currently flanked by, it appears, the Calypso twins, and to my far left we have Mad Moxie, who I believe has her wonderful megaphone, which is awesome because I remember that from the Underdome Riot, which is one of my favorite things. Absolutely. So what's your name when you're from, bud?
What?
What's your name and where are you from, bud?
I'm Jason, and I'm from Seattle, Washington area.
Oh, Seattle. We just came back from PAX. It was awesome.
We're at PAX. I worked with 2K and did the show floor stuff.
Oh, that's incredible. Did you get a chance to actually play the game?
Yeah. I went Flak first and then Zane second.
That's wonderful. What were your impressions of it?
I love it. I'm so excited, honestly. Flak is going to be great, and that's been my main choice since beginning, so I'm hyped.
Absolutely. I can't wait. And to my left, we have Tyrene. What's your name? Where you're from?
I'm Dahlia Darling Cosplay, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington. So I was actually just at PAX West, too. So that was amazing. I loved it so much. And I just got this costume done in 2 months right before PAX West, along with Amara. So it was a time.
That's absolutely incredible. The detail on it is magnificent. Is that looks like a sleeve of some sort that you're wearing for the tattoos, right?
Yes, definitely. It's a pair of tights that I hand-painted it on. It saves my life so much, so I don't have it leaking all the time. I've learned my lesson from cosplaying Maya. So it helps so much.
I completely understand. And over here, Miss Mad Moxie, what is your name and where you're from?
I'm Anaz Nevi, and I'm from San Diego.
What brought you here besides this awesome cosplay? Are you excited for Borderlands 3?
Oh, absolutely. I lived in Dallas for a very, very long time, so it's good to come home, and it's also very good to come home and party and celebrate Borderlands. It's one of my favorite game franchises in the world, and I'm very, very excited for 3.
Your cosplay is exceptionally on point. Were you a big fan of Moxie starting with the Underdome Riot, or did it develop a little bit later on?
It's actually funny. I was going to be in a cosplay group back when one was still around, and I wanted to be Lilith first, but my friend claimed it, and she's like, you could be Moxie. Have you played the DLC? And I'm like, no, what is that? And then I played it, and I was like, oh my god, I love her. I want to be her for the rest of my life. And I have 4 of her costumes now, and I need more.
You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you for sharing this with us. The cosplay here is immense, and I can't wait for Borderlands 3 to be able to showcase even more characters for you guys to take up the mantle of. Thank you guys so much for sharing it with us. We're going to throw it back to the studio where Greg and Fran are going to entertain you guys a little bit more. See you guys there.
Mitsu does not look like he is at the party getting me a drink at all.
Is
Looks
he in
like
Alaska?
he's just talking to... Well, yeah, is it that cold ever? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking, of course, about the sponsors who made this party possible. But guess what? There are even more of them that are doing really cool Borderlands stuff with you guys, and we wanted to tell you about it, starting with Redbubble.
This one's cool.
This one's really, really cool.
It actually is.
So I've known the Gearbox folks a long time, the Borderlands team a long time, and I've gotten to host other parties and events with them, and they always talk about the fact that you guys, their community, are so engaged and so into the brand and so into making things like fan art. They've teamed up with Redbubble for something very, very interesting. What it is that through Redbubble, you can now officially work with the Borderlands IP. You can go there, you can create your own designs, you can upload them there to share and sell with the world. And that means that fan artists are also getting royalties because that's how Redbubble works. You go there, you sell stuff, you get royalties for the creations you're putting out there. And like any other Redbubble product, artists set their own royalty fee. So you can go on there, you can make your own Borderlands stuff, make it totally legit, totally official. No one's going to take it off the site now. To celebrate the launch, Redbubble is also running a Borderlands Fan Art Challenge. Now, until October 13th, you can submit designs at redbubble.com, tag them Borderlands XRB. You are then entered for prizes that include cash, iPads, and that hard-to-acquire Borderlands 3 Diamond Loot Chest Collector's Edition.
Yes. Well, you know, they're not the only cool sponsor on the block, Craig. Graph Gaming is also here, so big thanks to Graph Gaming for their support. Graph Gaming's another great site where you can pick up cool t-shirts. You head over to graphmkt.com, and if you want 15% off, use the code Mayhem.
As we've been saying, like 5,000 people came. That's not an exaggeration to this launch party.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them is getting from Control Freak these custom Claptrap thumbsticks. If you'd like your own and you're not here, you can go to controlfreak.com and use the promo code Claptrap25 for 25% off.
Yep. And you know what I love about parties, and this is totally true, themed drinks. Every time we go to these parties, they have like made-up drink names, and they're all colorful. Well, Nerdvana is a part of that. So thank you to Nerdvana for providing all the amazing video game themed drinks tonight. If you're in the Dallas, Texas area, you can actually head over to Nerdvana. This is a restaurant that is themed as a video game bar. It's right next to the Gearbox Software HQ in Frisco, and it's got great food as well as great drinks. So we encourage you all to go over there and check it out if you're in the area. And again, these are the themed drinks that you're seeing right now.
They look very good.
We're going to have a couple of
I want that
these.
salty skag.
That's right.
Scott, can you go give me a salty skag?
All 4 of those over here would be good.
He just gives a thumbs up. He doesn't move at all. He's as bad as Mitsu over there. And then finally, Logitech and Twitch. All the peripherals for the streamers you're seeing over there on the stream team, presented by Logitech. And then, of course, Twitch. So many of you are watching us on it right now. And they continue to support Borderlands 3 through the EchoCast app. We're also excited about exactly, and so much more. Here's another live look-in at the party. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of photo ops, Ram.
Oh, yeah.
You and I get to go to a lot of events. And I like nothing more than a good photo op for the Instagram. You know what I mean? I want to get out there. I want to pose with some people, maybe some cosplayers, maybe some stuff.
A challenge, however, these statues are like 15 feet tall.
Sure.
So if you want to pose right next to them, you got to get the angle.
Well, that's what you see. That's what you did wrong. You can go to Fran's Instagram and see how he did it wrong. What he did, of course, was he get down low in front of it. What I did, of course, on Instagram.com/GameOverGreggy was go over there and hug Flack's leg.
Yeah, you hugged his ankle.
I'm playing to him being so big.
They can see
we got
the
a psycho.
scale.
We got a psycho up on the stage right now. Of course, we are prepping all sorts of stuff. If you're not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, you're just here to see the stream team play the game. I understand. There's so much happening tonight. The Heavy is performing. We have different performers coming on out there. I don't know who's the secret and who isn't, so I'm just going to leave it at that. A bunch of people are going to come out. Will there be more dancing? Of course there will.
There
more
100%
DJs?
is.
Of course there will. More speeches? Of course there will.
And remember, right, everybody, it is not just, hey, it's a party, it's a launch party. We know the game launches a week from now if you're just tuning in.
Oh, yeah, we've got to put these kids to bed again. All right? We get it. If we did the launch party on the night of the launch, guess what? Something would break at Gearbox. They'd all have to leave and go take care of it.
That's right.
Then, so guess what? You'd all not watch this stream or come to the party because you'd be playing the game. I understand. I wouldn't have taken this job either.
But it's a chance for the developers to, they're out there right now being able to celebrate.
All of Gearbox is here.
You know, we're no stranger to the industry. You know, when we have a Christmas party or whatever, a holiday party for, our company, everybody gets so excited to, go out. This is their night.
Yes.
They'll probably be working in the holidays, DLC content, right, guys? No.
Exactly, right? Yeah, see what happened for DLC Pack 2.
But it is a really important night for them, and this cathartic, man, I finally get to celebrate, and they can connect with the fans.
I mean, that's what I was talking about earlier with the Gearbox team, right? Is the idea that meeting you, and I'm talking to you, the camera right now, the audience, right, is what motivates them. I talk about on Kind of Funny Games Daily all the time, right? And you and I know it well, existing on the internet. The first thing that motivates people to talk on the internet is being angry. That's why the internet gets a bad rap for, hey man, everybody sucks on it, everybody's mean to each other, everybody's a jerk.
What?
It's the fact that when you're mad about something you care about, you're more motivated to go talk about it than when you're happy about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I noticed it myself years ago with Yelp, where I only left Yelp reviews when I was mad at the restaurant.
Right.
And I was like, well, then I'm not really giving anybody. And so developers have the exact same thing, where all they hear for the years of development is the stuff people don't like and the stuff they are screwing up. So to have a few thousand people show up and surround you with love and cosplay and wearing your merch and excited for the game and want to take photos with you, even if you're just the character's artist, you know what I mean? That's huge.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, again, these folks are often just very busy at work, and they don't have the opportunity. Folks like Paul, at least, they get to come to the Kind of Funny Studios and do something. And Paul speaks for them, and obviously is the team. They speak of the team, but this is their chance to interact and not just be in a cubicle, working very hard on.
And I don't know how many other Twitch streams you get picture-in-picture where the unreleased game gets shrunk so we can see a bunch of psychos dancing.
Hey, man.
That's my kind of party.
The party. The game still isn't out for next weekend. If you're just tuning in, that's Proving Grounds in the bottom right.
Of course.
But this is the celebration that 5,000 fans are out there just having a freaking awesome time out there.
Yeah.
We need to get some of that music in here, Greg.
No, we don't. It's already too loud for me already.
No dance parties in here?
No, I mean, I'll dance in here. I'm just saying the music music would bleed in, it would throw everything off. I'm worried about getting these cocktails in here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
You can't show me the salty skag.
Cocktails.
But
yeah, like, what do they have going on out there? They have some performances. I believe there's Magic Dad.
I don't know what's confirmed or denied. I'm not about to go out and confirm if there will or will not be magic.
Okay.
Maybe it's just the magic we're making here.
I'm just being hopeful that Randy does some magic. It's everybody in chat was saying it earlier. I'm being hopeful.
No, you're.
I honestly don't think he's going to.
Now hold on. This is Zane using the clone ability there, wasn't it?
I didn't see it, but probably.
Where he
leaves behind like
he was
a
totally
digital...
invisible. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's who Char is playing as right now, this is my favorite.
No, he's Beastmaster, so it must be an upgrade on the tree for Flack.
Yep.
My apologies, everybody. Got excited.
Yep.
Didn't know what was happening. But that's the thing. Again, my Flack would look so much different. He wouldn't have any invisibility or anything like that.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to play this mode at all. And it is, again, more end game content. I've only played like the opening mission.
That's the way to be, though, man. And that's honestly another thing that I think is awesome / sucks for us getting to go preview games. Where when I sat down at the machines over there and I was like, oh, it's the prologue again, or it's Proving Grounds again, or it's some other stuff they're going to show later. I was like, oh. But then I was also like, well, you know what? No, this is good. Like, I don't want to see I'm excited that I don't know all the locations, that I don't know everything that's going to happen. Like, I haven't played 7 hours of it already.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be surprised. And I know there's people out there who are maybe they're not just not watching because they don't want it to spoil a single piece of it. They already know that they want to experience it fresh for the first time. And I totally respect that. But what I would say is there's multiple, like, planets to go to, right? Like, they put so much more into Borderlands. I'm not, like, afraid to see some, like, monsters and some of the guns. There's a billion guns. I think it's hard to spoil a billion guns, variations on them.
I was going to say, even for the bit I've played, I still haven't run into the gun that runs around, so that's what I want. Like, you know what I mean?
You haven't run into it? Yeah, I actually did at the preview event, or the reveal event that was in May, which we also did some work on, and it's pretty cool, So, like, it's an alternate mode where you, like, you toss it out.
Reload,
when you reload, it basically discards it, but is also like a little mini turret that like walks around, and they've got so many things like
that. That's what I was talking about. But it looked like it might have been an AoE damage from the guy he shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looked like it. This is actually Invis, actually, is what it is. That's I believe that's, he has the Invis on the tree.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
Yes,
I didn't invest. I didn't go down that tree.
You had a different tree.
Yeah.
So what you can do,
again, anybody, you can have 4 different Flaks. They're all going to be different Flaks.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. I played Flak at PAX, and that is one of my favorite abilities in any game like this is I call it the get out of dodge.
Yeah.
But I don't use it to get into dodge, which many people might. They're like, I'm going to sneak up, right?
Yeah.
I use it to be like, everybody's coming down on me. I need to go invis and move out.
It's your crap button.
And honestly,
like, on that, you get out of
that's
it.
right. So I mean, I haven't had a chance to play with it too much, but I will say that was one reason why I'm like, I might be Flax because that ability.
Dude, we could do it 2 Flak. The Flak attack.
The double Flak. Well, that's why Flak has 4 in its name, because all 4, ball fighters should just do Flak,
Yeah.
But no, I think he's going to be a really strong character. You use, the pets, the Skag, the Spider-Man, Rax, I think you can call in, and they all have their own buffs and abilities that you get on top of it. And everybody just seems so stoked about that. I don't know if it was because he's training the animals or the style of the character. Like, what do you think that... Because people went pretty nuts once they saw, the Flak announcement.
I mean, I think it's a bunch of different things. If you remember for a second, everybody wanted to believe it was Loaderbot. We were all very excited that it could be Loaderbot. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still cool, period. It's not Loaderbot, it's fine. Oh, come on over here, young man. Look at this. We're going to finally get to try some of these crazy cocktails.
Greg, you're in the middle of a character,
No, but the kids don't care what I have to say about that. They care what I think about the salty Skag.
Oh, yeah, and he got me the red one, which is what I wanted.
I got one of each. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much,
I don't think they can
young
see
boy.
it on cam. We'll finish them before they get back.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
Plink, plink.
I'm doing the salty.
So yeah, people got very excited to see Flak.
Oh, interesting.
Live taste test. Mine is the red one. Ooh. Yeah.
Is yours the red bubble? I think it might be the red bubble.
Mine's almost a little like cherry. It's cherry something. Just some cherry spice.
But I remember in the commercial or the thing, it said red bubble for the red one.
There was 2 red drinks, I think. It's good, though.
My salty Skag here. Salt on the rim. Then
I wouldn't drink a salty
pineapple
Skag.
juice.
I'm just being honest.
Why not? I'm a Beastmaster, Fran. You don't even understand. You think you're going to come in and be Flak. I live the life of Flak, all right?
That's fair. But anyway, where I was going with all this was Flak. We saw some polls on the internet a few times. I did, and actually Flak was coming out pretty heavily on many of them.
Well, it's also the new factor.
But yeah, that was like right when he was announced. But I was going to say, I think the other characters are pretty appealing. If you watched the trailers earlier, it really is going to come down to your playstyle. In other words, don't let Greg get you all excited about Flak. Go through the skill tree. You can decide.
Make your case. Make your case for somebody other than Zane.
Yeah, exactly. You know, in the end game as well, what I'm excited about, Greg, is just that, you know, as you go through grinding something like Proving Grounds, which you're seeing Mitsu Show play right now, sure to go check Mitsu Show out, and the whole team. Char is out there, Tess, Admiral Baru, and Damn It to Hell. The whole stream team, actually a portion of the stream team is out there.
Oh.
But anyway, what I'm excited in the end game is that, again, talking about like Guardian rank, you so often in a game like this, it's easy to be like, oh, I want this cool gun that drops from X boss. And that was something that happened in past Borderlands 2. But now, like, in addition to going to, because you're going to want to grind for that stuff, grinding these ranks out, and these new like buffs and potential weapon drops from these other ranks that are becoming with the end game. I think it's a really nice sounding setup, and you were talking about it, like what's going to hook you on the end game. I think some of those cool drops and cool skins or whatever's out there could draw you in.
All right, Fran. Well, I'm getting chirped at in my ear.
Oh,
right?
sure.
The Zane show. The Flak show.
You're right.
They want somebody to step up here and argue for somebody else.
Right, for Amara Mose.
Exactly. So we're going to right now click on over and watch a little vignette about Amara. I also realized that I didn't tell them ahead of time what I was going to pick. They said, pick anybody you want. And then I was like, we're going to watch an Amara video. I'm like, well, that's the first time I've said it. They probably didn't know. So we're going to watch the Amara video now. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back to talk your ear off about the characters in a second. But the party is happening out there. Things are happening. Let's check in.
You guys, on September 13th, it's releasing on Windows, Xbox. Get away. Can you help me? I'm screwed. I need some co-op. All right, you guys. It's releasing on Xbox One, Windows, and PS4 on September 13th, and we're here to celebrate. So we have amazing guests for you throughout the night. Thank you to our sponsors, AMD. Yes. Zydax. We got Control Freak. Red Bubble. What if I just kept naming things forever? Graph Games. Logitech, everybody. They're all making this happen, and you guys are making this happen too. So we need your energy, all right? I want you to really bring it tonight. Have a blast. This is a big deal. We've been waiting 30,000 years for this game to come out, and we've got to make it happen tonight. So glad you guys are all here. So glad you people are watching at home. A lot of you people, we wouldn't want to be here. So thank you. Are you ready for a special guest, everybody? Come on, people, you can get louder than that. Coming in, here she is. It's Spinderella, everybody.
Fran, that party looks terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy I'm in
way.
this
It's Mayhem.
room. It's Mayhem. I see what you did there, Fran.
Easy branding.
I know. Speaking of Mayhem, we have our next interview of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome from the Heavy, Kelvin himself. Hello.
How you doing, dude?
Good, man. How are you?
Wonderful.
Yeah, are you having a good show?
Oh, yeah. Well, we just got here.
Yeah. It doesn't get much better.
Yeah, we rehearsed today. It sounded great. You know.
Yeah.
That is crazy out there.
It's an interesting party, to say the least.
Loving it, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
So, obviously, you have this history with Borderlands. The Heavy has this history with Borderlands.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing here tonight?
Tonight, we are premiering our song that we wrote for the title for Borderlands.
That you wrote for the title of Borderlands?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Put It on the Line. It will be played here for the first time with the full band.
I can tell you, this was in a promo video we did where the Heavy will be here, and everybody in the comments was, wait, the Heavy's going to have a song again? Like, everybody loves it from the previous game, and, like, people are so stoked.
Oh, no, it's great. It's like, you know, we've had Shortchange Hero, we've had What Makes a Good Man, we've had How You Like Me Now in the game, and it's been amazing for us.
Well, that was the,
And
you know,
we've had so much love from the Borderlands community, so yeah.
That was where I was going, right?
Oh,
Is that when we announced the Borderlands show, I was so happy that so many people in the comments weren't just insulting us. They were talking.
Should they have been?
Internet. They were talking in particular about how they're excited for Borderlands 3, and specifically, right, that song. What is going to open Borderlands 3? What is the intro going to be? Because that's what Gearbox is so good at doing, right?
Sure.
What is that like for you to do it again for Borderlands 3? You're back.
Oh, it's such an honor to get to do it this time. You know, like, we sat down with Randy a few years ago when they were playing with the idea of doing this.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, but where we started at and where we ended up is completely different. You know, but these things change.
Sure, of course. Well, that's art, right?
Yeah, that is art, you know.
So for you to sit down and write a song for it, know what it's going to be, where did you start? Where do you go that's what we want to make Mayhem?
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like, I think as the game was growing, you know, we kind of had a brief, and the brief was very much like a Short-Change Hero kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know, as you will hear from tonight, it's not like Short-Change Hero.
Oh, it's not?
No.
You didn't do the if it's not broken, don't fix it.
No, exactly.
You changed it up.
Yeah, we just switched it up, you know. So we knew it just had to be tougher, it had to be more chaotic, and it had to be more direct. So, you know, working with Randy and the team, it was just like, it was evident that it needed to sound like Put It on the Line. And it looks incredible to the visual, and yeah.
Did you guys write the song first and then they created the visual, or did you actually score to some visuals?
Yeah, we scored to some visuals.
Okay,
yeah.
So you saw the intro and then you scored to it. And
well, that was a lot easier.
Sure,
when we'd had the brief, initially it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, we'll write this Short-Change Hero kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we wrote 2 songs, but then as soon as we saw the visual, it was just like, those aren't the songs.
Yeah, you saw the edit,
exactly.
the vibe.
Yeah, you see the vibe, you see the energy, you see what they want, and it was kind of like, all right, let's go back in, let's go back at the drawing board, and you know, we just went heavier. We just went heavier, and
true to brand.
I was going to say that's all you can do.
Exactly.
So you said something interesting there, and so to confirm, you're saying that not only are you performing the song here at the party tonight, you're showing it behind you.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, this is the cool part, right? Like, not only are you guys doing that intro cinematic with the music in the game tonight, and if you're watching, right, like, that's what's happening here, is that you're live scoring it, right?
That is exactly what's happening.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Everyone's like favorite part of the opening. No pressure. You got it.
Did working on Borderlands change how you approach music at all? Like, did a new fan base change, or no? Like, you know,
I think the way that we write very, very cinematically. You know, we're inspired by people like Ennio Morricone. You know, we love the way that Quentin Tarantino kind of throws his music together in his movies. We're very much of a kind of, you know, I was born in like '73, so
no,
yes,
no,
yeah, I know we're
older
think
than
like
you.
60.
You don't know. We're all makeup.
But you know, we're from that kind of mixtape kind of era, you know, and that's what we try and do. We try and do kind of mixtape. So I think what Borderlands really, really brought to us is just how diverse and how adaptable that we could actually be, you know, without actually compromising what we do as a band.
And so I guess that would be my question. Fran brought it up, you know, you threw it out the window of the if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
Is there a terror in that of like how you sit down to write a song and you've obviously had hits before. People expect something from you, but you sit down to do something new and then you're jumping off that diving board and you don't know if people are going to like it.
Well, we know that people are going to like it because it's us.
I love the confidence.
Love it. God, I need that.
Oh, we don't know. It's like, we're not going to give it away unless it's dope. It has to be 100% dope, you know, and when we kind of submit it, first draft or put it on the line, you know, the team were kind of like, sounds amazing. So we knew that, all right, okay, this is the line that we want to go down. Let's just keep it this way. So we just made it tougher, heavier, threw a little bit more at it without going over the top, and it still sounds like the heavy. Still sounds like the heavy, but you know, it's just another dirty little corner.
Dirty corner.
Dirty little corner of our dirty little house.
I love that.
Yeah.
For those who don't know you very well, like how do you describe the type of music you play, and also what is the band composed of? Like, how many musicians, etc.
Okay, well, we have bass, drum, you know, it's
the usual.
Typical, yeah, we have the usual. We have
Calvin,
not all
I'm going to interrupt you right
metal.
there. This is going really well.
Yeah.
We have to go somewhere, though, right now, right?
Okay.
So don't worry. We'll be back.
All right,
Don't
okay.
you go anywhere. You don't go
Going
anywhere
anywhere.
either, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here.
And we're back. I'm sorry we had to see that. I just want to be honest about what happened. But as we were bringing Kelvin on, someone came in and took away my salty skag.
Oh, that's what.
And I will be damned if I do this show not totally loaded. So back.
Greg had to get his
Okay.
drink, everybody.
You know what? Papa needs his juice, all right? Don't ask how the bus
No
gets
technical
around.
issue.
It gets in the water and it gets where it's going.
Perfect.
Kelvin.
This is Dallas.
Heavy.
This is Borderlands 3.
That's mayhem.
Exactly.
Mayhem. You know what
Get
it's
your
all about.
juice. Get the juice.
One question I had for you before we were rudely interrupted by my own drinking problem.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Selfish.
Thank you. Was there, when you guys were originally approached to do songs for Borderlands, and I'm talking about, 7 years ago, well, more than that, actually, because that's
Yeah,
released,
exactly,
right?
which is crazy.
Was there any video games? Like, was there that vibe? I don't get to talk to musicians much about
Like, were
working
you
in the video
concerned?
game world.
Right.
Lots of times actors,
Were we
right?
concerned?
Yeah.
No, we were not concerned at
Okay.
all. No. I mean, because I think Cage the Elephant had kind of done the first game, hadn't they?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think we were featured at the end of the first game.
Yeah.
And so when they kind of approached us for the second game, it was just like, oh, right, this is great. They're using Short Change Hero.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then they still use How You Like Me Now.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of go in with an element, like a huge element of trust as to kind of the way that they're going to use it, the way it's going to be received. And, this is a huge community, as you well know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm ready.
That's good.
Where do you guys record this stuff usually?
At home.
At home. All right. I thought you were going to say like the desert, there's a whole wasteland.
We go out to find
No, I'm just kidding.
ourselves.
Exactly.
Calvin's like,
Burning Man. It all happens at Burning Man.
No, we do it at home. And I kind of live in Florida now. The rest of the guys live in England.
Yeah.
And I travel back and forth. But 3 of us have studios.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So we're always...
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, we're always writing and sending each other stuff, and and then we'll all get in one room, put it down, and then take it away and mess with it some more.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it shows, obviously, you guys just put out an album, right?
Yes, we did. An album is called Sons. It was out in May the 17th, I think it came out. But following Borderlands 3,
You got a new song.
we got a new song because we got put it on the line for Borderlands 3. So we're going to release the deluxe album.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
With Borderlands, with the Borderlands 3 song, as well as 2 extra.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
Not just
Two-
put it on the line, but two
Two
extra songs.
extra songs. So yeah, it's going to be a deluxe version.
That's a true deluxe version.
Exactly. It's going to be like a velvet dressing gown. Smoker's jacket. Yeah. Exactly.
Beautiful.
And then what about a tour? Are you going on tour soon?
We are going on tour. We are doing Europe from October the 22nd. So we'll be there. But we will also be announcing on September the 13th
I know that day.
where
Borderlands
we
Day.
may possibly be going in February. So
Oh.
I'm not saying right now because it's not my job to say that. But yeah.
Feels like you did just say
No,
it.
I didn't.
I heard it.
I didn't say it.
You're going somewhere.
You're
in
trying
February.
to put me into a corner, dude.
Yeah. Trying to put you on the line.
But yeah, we are going on tour next month and probably in February as well. So yeah.
Okay. Well, if you ever come to San Francisco, hit us up, Kelvin. I like you.
Oh.
We should party together.
Better see
all
you
right?
guys.
We'll be in
Better see you
SF.
guys.
100%.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, thank you so much for watching the Borderlands 3 launch party here on Twitch or YouTube, wherever you're watching it. We're getting a live look in right now, Fran, at the party, which is still terrifying.
Yeah, everybody
I'm still- it's like-
is in like psycho gear, and
Yes.
Borderlands is a scary place, and
They're
that's what
running
it's like
around.
out there.
Yeah, it's at any moment I feel like they could burst through the door and carry us away.
I mean-
and I would not be able to survive. Like,
They 100% can.
of course they could. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that at all. Fran, do you think you could rock this outfit as well as she is? Whoa, now we're cutting over here.
100%.
That's Spinderella over there.
This
She's
is actually Spinderella.
Yes, Spinderella's here. No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
Just saying. We're kicking over to this new Proving Grounds footage, I do believe. This is Mitsu over here warming up the stream team, getting ready. Oh, he's opening up that. He's starting up the OBS. He's going to do a live record. We've done that before.
Oh, you got to stream with OBS.
There we
I
go,
mean,
getting
that's just
into
what
it.
us streamers use.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so now here we are. I believe.
This is
what I-
Tess.
Yeah. She's getting ready to speak to Lilith from the
It's
ground
like
up.
she's enjoying some of the food here as well.
She's now, so while Mitsu's warming up for Proving Grounds in the new map, right now Tess is, of course, eating food and getting
been
ready
there.
to play from the beginning of the game. So
Yeah.
she's at the very start still.
Exactly. So that's something you're going to see a lot of tonight. Like, they don't want to give away the whole game, obviously, So going in with a character of choice, diving in, eating as well.
Yeah,
I've been there as a streamer, man.
It's no good.
Gotta stay fed.
Oh, you gotta stay fed.
You won't have the energy, so I can sympathize with that. Oh, now we're over to
Now
Damn It
here,
to Hell.
now we're at Damn It to Hell. Of course, he's booting up his OBS, getting in there too, doing the Family Jewel one. This is the mission that made the rounds the other day in terms of attention, because Ice-T in it. This is where they debut his character.
Oh, yeah,
I was playing this one over there the other day, running through, doing the shooting, seeing what's going on.
Do you know if it's very far into the game, or if it's early on? We're not sure.
This is the one where I think the level you start off at was 33?
Oh,
23?
Well, but it's deeper into the game. It's not.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, this is way further
early
than
on.
the prologue. Yeah. You're getting wrong.
Spoilers, Ice-T's in the game if you didn't know. But that was announced already.
Yeah, that was totally announced.
It was
already.
totally announced.
Come on now, you kidding me?
Which is awesome.
Here we go. Getting in there.
You can't get away from the OBS. But yeah, man,
OBS.
I can't wait to get in and stream this stuff myself.
Yeah.
Borderlands it's one of those games where, first of all, it's just fun to watch games like this because there's so much action.
Oh sure.
But on top of it,
somebody else builds their character. What crazy thing they're going into? What their build is?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I was going to say, but you're waiting to see what the drops are. And two things, right? With the EchoCast, it's the extension on Twitch at least. One, you can tune in. You can actually see the builds like that I'd be using or these folks are using once it's live.
Yeah.
So that's like really cool. You can expect builds and backseat game of it. And then there will be these red chests that show up, and you have a chance to get the loot out of there if you're watching.
Yeah.
And you've plugged in all the extension stuff and gone to Borderlands.com and done that. So it's pretty cool what they've done with that.
And again, I'll say something, Fran, just so you know, all right?
Yeah.
And so everybody who's watching knows it as well. They pay us to host it. They don't pay us to say things are cool. Because, like, for real, like, EchoCast is such a cool idea. Right now, I think the VIP rewards program is such a cool idea. To the point that I am on the Borderlands subreddit, and when I see somebody post the new thing, I open up my Chrome, I jump in there, and I put it in, so I get the points, so I unlock the gun, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you can be using VIP codes right now. They had a ton of them at PAX. Yeah. And you'll be able to do that when they
Which I did not know, and I didn't get at PAX, which is very upsetting.
It was cool. They had them
Thanks, Fran. Thanks for looking out for me on that one.
They had them hidden all around the booth and everything. It was really neat. Like all these secret codes. It was like at the bottom of the statue, you know, when you were hugging the ankle. It might have been right out there, Greg. You just weren't looking.
Damn.
Might still be out there right now.
I did not see that one coming. Should have been looking deeper, I guess.
Pardon me, a little of the PAX coming back. But,
the plague that won't die.
Yeah, I also, one quality of life thing I will also bring up, which is, I mean, Borderlands, again, is an older game, but the menus and the systems, like, it's so much cleaner. Not that it was, like, bad or anything before, but, like, it's been 7 years, you know, since originally Borderlands 2, and they just made some really nice upgrades with the inventory system and comparing weapons, and I at least find it, like, way cleaner and easier to use, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now look at how, tell me right now, what does this screen do to you, Frank?
Well, I'll tell you, there's
that backpack all empty.
No, that's not
ready
it.
to be filled with loot.
There's a legendary he was hovering over. Darn it,
No big deal.
That was what was catching me, by the way.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
I know where you're going with it, and having an empty backpack, frankly, feels pretty good overall.
Yeah.
You don't want it to get filled up too fast.
Speaking of feeling good, here are more psychos dancing. And I don't use it in the, you know,
yeah, it's
sense.
not.
I just mean it. Look at all these people in these
Hospital
masks,
psychos.
dressing around.
Exactly.
Doing the
I want to
dance.
see the fans get down and dirty with the psychos.
As
Like a few
Cinderella
of them
goes.
are out there, but like you said, it might be a little intimidating.
Right,
to
yeah.
Dance. Like, would you
Well,
dance?
I tell you
with
right now,
Psycho,
when I go out there to get my next drink, I am not dancing. And I would not dance with a psycho. No, I would not do that either. I married one. You know what I'm talking about?
Can't hear you
She
right
can't
now,
hear me.
but
Somebody will clip that out.
clip it out for her
just
later.
to get me in trouble.
Exactly.
That's how it works here.
Yeah,
On
but
the Borderlands
it's-
launch party.
It's they've got DJs out there. They're also like, if I don't know, I'm pretty sure we said it right. Not only is the Heavy going to do this cinematic thing out here for the crowd, they're going to play music over it. If you're just tuning in, the Heavy, which is Scorpion.
Yeah, they're performing their song live to the intro of the game, which is awesome.
Yeah, but I
So
believe
cool.
they're doing some sets too, right? I'm
Yo,
pretty
the
sure.
Heavy is doing a full-blown concert out there.
Yeah, I didn't.
So
you
it's
know.
not. Oh yeah. I don't. You know
You
what?
know, the shows change so fast.
No one's
I
even
wasn't
paying
sure.
attention to us anymore. We can say whatever we want. All right? Yeah,
Exactly.
they're doing a concert out there. Heavy's doing
I like that as you do that, they put the camera on us, Greg, to make sure
They knew.
that, you know,
They knew.
the cam's on us and we're in trouble. But no, like the Heavy's doing like a whole concert, you know, again, just to catch everybody up if you're just tuning in or you're not sure, like this is a launch party for Borderlands 3. It launches next week, we know.
Yeah.
But this is to celebrate the devs and give us our moment because otherwise we would all just be playing, right?
Exactly, yeah. Again, it's their point, as we talked about earlier with Paul, is that they want to celebrate with their fans. They want to celebrate with you, which is why, again, launch parties happen all the time.
Yeah.
But you know what? Neil Druckmann's not going to come down from his ivory tower and share his launch party with 5,000 fans or have a stream from it.
The challenge, clip it. Challenge is out there, Neil. But to catch you up, right? We interviewed Paul, the creative director, and that was like awesome. Actually, I would definitely recommend if you didn't watch that. It was a good 20 minutes and deep dive into the end game and why it's so special.
Or get ready for the Borderlands show, September 18th.
He'll be on the show exactly like only days after the game is out to talk about more end game content.
Now here's the one thing we haven't talked about, Frank. What are we doing Borderlands 3 weekend? September 13th. Are you?
I mean, we're playing it a ton.
Well, so I'm just saying we haven't talked about
a lot of food.
Yeah.
Just like stock up and have it. It needs to be next to your.
Are you streaming the entire time?
Oh, I
Twitch.tv
sure as heck will be streaming because
FM3_.
That's right. Thank you, Greg, for the plug.
Nope.
Yeah. So the Twitch extension I was talking about is going to be so cool for people to watch. But I stream all the games that I play.
Yeah.
Like it's funny that I don't play from the couch anymore. I play from my computer, like you're seeing with the stream team over there. But I love it. I love the community interaction. And like I said, they're going to be investigating my backpack.
Yeah.
And being all like, oh, all right, why don't you change this up and change the skill tree? So I'm excited, and we're going to be playing together, right?
Of course, yeah. I mean, and that means Jen's playing too. My wife over there, my lovely wife.
Oh, we're going to get your wife in.
She's in. She's all in on Borderlands.
It's going to be good stuff.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like it's my one weekend where it's like I can ignore showering, and she always wants me to go take walks and stuff so I don't have a heart attack. I can ignore all that. So I just want to make sure you're strapped in too.
Greg,
I know you like to lift sometimes.
I love to lift.
You lift. You're out there lifting. You're getting haircuts. I want to make sure you're all set.
It's
13th, 14th, 15th. That's our time.
Tan,
our time.
haircut. Exactly. That's what I do. I skip the laundry and clean myself up.
Yeah, no, nobody needs laundry.
No, man. I've been no stranger to streaming games for long periods of time, and I feel like I'm gonna really want to get through a ton of the Borderlands. So I feel like you got to be ready, man.
I'm pumped. I'm totally ready.
We're going till 2-3 a.m. tonight, and you
this
better
is
be
a good
doing
test,
the same thing.
Yeah, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this launch party goes well into the 2:00 a.m. hour Central Time.
Yeah,
which is still a lot of hours from now.
Yeah.
But a lot more people coming out talking.
I want to go back a little bit to, I know we've talked a lot about there being a Borderlands show.
Yeah.
Do we want to say, what can people expect if they want to watch us on the Borderlands show, which is September 18th?
So if you did miss it, ladies and gentlemen, Fran and I are hosting the Borderlands show for 2K and Gearbox. It's going to be a monthly show that is basically the vehicle of giving you the new information of what the new content will be. We'll have a developer on every time to talk to.
Gearbox is
we will
coming
answer
on.
your questions. So there's a video up right now on youtube.com/Borderlands game that you can go watch. It explains all this. You go to kindafunny.com/Borderlands. You can submit your questions, your reviews, your questions for Paul Sage, for us. But it'll be the show that is, well, if you've watched a Kinda Funny podcast before, that idea of opening with the news, and the news being, hey, we're announcing, debuting this trailer, this thing, this is what's coming. But then also Fran and I being able to talk openly about what we think about the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, I mean, I personally am excited that Gearbox and 2K are working with us, so it's like we get official info, new info that is dropping, and frankly, exclusive info is always the best. Yeah. However, being able to talk with you all, the community, getting info and questions from you and talking about what's hot, builds, what builds are people using, why Flak wasn't as
popular.
popular.
Somebody asked me on the Reddit the other day of like, hey man, like how in-depth is the show going to get about builds? I was like, that's a Fran question. I don't know. That's not going to be a Greg question.
What I would like to do is from the community see what they're using, highlights and stuff. I think it would be cool to do that on the show. But my point is, it is. Like, we're going to react to stuff. We're going to react to the drops like you would on any Kinda Funny podcast. In about an hour or...
Yeah, exactly. About an hour. We'll see how long they go. But the point of it was when 2K and Gearbox came to us for it. It was the idea of like, cool, we'll do it, but it needs to be us because all we have is authenticity. So like, it's not going to. It will not be a marketing arm in the way of.
Yeah, it's not just
everything's
reading.
Great, everything's perfect. Here's the bullet points that are going on. It will be the marketing arm in terms of we're debuting new content, but we didn't like last month's content. If this thing doesn't run well on console, oh man, are we gonna?
And we're coming for you, Paul.
Fran, I'm being told we actually are finally starting up the brand new Proving Grounds map.
Oh, really?
Get in and actually see some new stuff here. Because again, they've shown the same Proving Grounds since they've been showing. YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames Party Mode.
That's right. And this is it. We're at the very beginning.
See, I don't know. They said it was, but then look, there's no Proving Grounds information over there. And so at this point, you have to ask yourself.
Sure, yeah.
Does the guy directing the show understand what Proving Grounds is? And also, is he the guy who said I couldn't have a salty skag over here?
I know.
And if he is, what's this problem, man?
Question, man.
Problem.
We're going to find out if this is the new map. Like, yeah, we haven't had a chance to play it.
No, they don't let us play anything cool.
To be fair, you did play a little bit of
Trial of
Party
Cunning.
Mode,
That did
but
look
it's early.
Something's happening. Mitsu's getting in there. New mission discovered. Trial of Cunning.
Okay.
This does look like it might actually go into a Proving Ground here.
I mean, you've played it, so...
I have.
I want to throw you in it. You're the one that's going to have to know. You know what you need to do? You need to get 2KPR out here. And they...
They'll come
know
out, they'll
exactly
dance around every question as always.
The details.
I'm looking at Scott right now. He just dance around it. Okay, it is. It's a new one. Trial.
All right, good.
We're in. Kill all the enemies.
Little elemental SMG, it looks like, some fire.
Ooh.
Oh, and
we
playing
get
as
some
Moe's.
Moe's gameplay.
Yeah.
Who I don't feel like we've seen enough of.
We haven't. Yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit, certainly in trailers and stuff, but I don't remember cutting to Moe's very often.
Yeah, actually seeing it here, you got Mitsu playing as Moe's.
I have to say, every time I see Moe's, you're always like, man, like, how is that not overpowered?
Yeah.
But it's not. It just looks amazing.
It looks awesome. And that was the thing, is I jumped in, and like, it's the same thing as always, right? Like, again, they don't own us. We love Titanfall.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when I saw this debut, you're like, oh my gosh, are you jumping into a Titan? And then playing it, it was like, man, that's what it feels like. And it was still that idea of, I don't want it to be I don't like, for some reason with Borderlands, I don't like being in the mech. Does that make sense? Like, I'm so used to Borderlands being my feet on the ground. I'm the one running around doing it. That when I jumped in, I was like, this is really cool. I don't think it's for me.
And it's nice that you brought that up right when it's happening, right? It's not there forever.
Yeah.
Right?
It's an ability, right?
Yeah, it's an ability. It eventually, destruct it or whatever. But it's cool to
Char embarrassing himself on the stream, everybody. Dear Lord, the embarrassment.
Come on, man.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's got the second win.
He got it, everybody. Don't worry about it.
Games, one of the best, like, cool mechanics. I really love Fight for Your Life.
For the record, I turned to you to help you with the word mechanics. Can come up with it.
I got it.
I know you got there on your own, but I was
FFYL. Like, I got to it eventually. But anyway, I was going to finish my thought on Moe's, which is like, it's not like you're invincible mech. It doesn't feel like that.
Oh, yeah.
However, you can actually jump on top of it, right? Another teammate.
Yeah.
Which makes it a pretty cool character.
And that's the thing is, like, we talk about, you're going to have 4 flaks if you want to. I really hope we don't. I really hope that Andy plays something different, Jen plays something different, you play something different, and then we get those moments of how to interact with each other, right?
Yeah, like I was commenting on it before, but like, in a way, the builds are designed that ideally people do play different characters, right? Because you're going to get this with whatever Zane, you get the shield, you get a buff when you shoot through it, I believe. There's a skill you can use, and like a whole team getting a buff to shoot at a boss, for example, is like a common type mechanic. So
having go back into the next.
Having that kind of strategy and being able to talk to each other about just that situation, like, yo, can you put down a shield? Like, I need to like rest for a second. It definitely happens in these games, and anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the strategies that people use, and you always find in games like this, eventually, there's going to be a meta of some kind. So I don't know if it's going to be 2 Zanes and 2 Amaras.
What the best thing is,
that type of thing does happen, but honestly, like at a glance, it looks like you can play whatever you want, and even then, that's the veteran content. Like, it's not like you have to play that. These are the people who want to get a plus 2% chance at
They're
whatever
the friends. They're the friends of the group.
Yeah, no,
they want to sit there.
They're way better.
Max for hours on end. He knows he only got 45 minutes to play, but he's buried in his menus. Got to be in those menus.
He's
got to say hi to all his Twitch subs.
Yeah, but I'll never regret deleting an item, Greg. You know why?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't delete it. Which means my backpack is constantly full until push comes to shove.
Do that thing where you make the room for 3 more items and then 4 immediately.
And then we're in the middle of the boss fight, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't pick any of this stuff up, and I wish I could. And I do like about Borderlands is that when I really started getting into it is I didn't feel that pressure to throw away guns or whatever, because there's always a next really good one around the corner. I mean, you do want to inspect it, you want to figure out like, okay, but honestly, you can't go wrong because you always seem to get something that's good. It might change your play style. Like, meaning you might throw something away and then you're like, sniper's the best I have. I don't normally snipe, but that's like a nice side effect is that then you get a chance to play some different styles, when you're not constantly, all I use is hand cannon, shoddy, whatever, and we'll see how Borderlands 3 plays out. But I have a feeling you're going to... Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to be able to, like, just as well. You're like, I'm going to get rid of these guns and feel no pressure about it.
That looks awesome.
That's double barrel looks really nice. I haven't seen... We're going to have to look out for when they have the secondary abilities. Over on the right, if you aren't familiar, everybody, with the gameplay, in the bottom right, if a gun has a secondary ability, you'll see, like, D-pad down or, whatever it is on... It's funny, I should know on PC, but I don't. But you'll see...
I wonder why.
A button for the alternate ability to, like, change things.
Probably print screen. That's the one you hit.
Yeah, you hit print. Alt F4 anytime that you need to.
We got another fight for our life.
Get a secondary ability.
Test is down.
So again, this is a new map, Greg.
Yeah, this is a new Proving Grounds. The other one is that we played on Kind of Funny. You can see it party mode. It's a much more like in a valley kind of thing. A bunch more rock. It's more like I would say it's more natural than what it looks to be here.
Gotcha.
Here, it kind of looks like we're in a Psycho's camp here.
This is box of cereal.
Smoopies?
Yep.
Smoothies?
Looks like they're doing pretty good. Let's see. They have just under 25 minutes left. They've killed the Fallen Guardian. And again, 2 of these are what, bonus challenges, Greg?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you get for this? Like,
yeah, you
extra?
get better stuff.
Okay.
It's like, it's icing on the cake.
Right. But you're going to want to go for that stuff.
Oh, totally. I think that, I mean, honest, I think in the title alone, Proving Grounds, right? You're trying to prove yourself. I think the challenge here and the replayability comes down to you trying to check those boxes and actually get whatever comes out of it.
Right. So
see what like rare item you get.
Yep. So that means they only have 7 and 9 minutes roughly remaining to kill the boss to do either one of those challenges. Technically only 7 minutes left if you want to do both of those challenges. And then killing all enemies. Is that what it says in the upper right, I think? All enemies? Yeah, it looks like a total clear.
Enemies. Yeah, kill all enemies and kill the Fallen Guardian.
Do you think killing all enemies in Proving Grounds is difficult? Like, you gotta clear...
That was what I was surprised. Now, it's always that thing with a pre-release build, someone coming by to give you a desk side visit. When me and Andy played this, or not this one, obviously, but the first Proving Grounds, we did it. And we did all the optional stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, that's interesting. But I'm watching them play, and we saw them play earlier, and granted, they're sitting down for the first time with it, maybe. I thought it looked harder. And so I don't know if it was a build tweaked for, like, demos and trade shows of, like, go ahead, go out there, get a feel for it, see what it is, see how you'd like it. Or if it actually,
maybe you just had a lucky run.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait, so they killed all the enemies and it put in the new main objective. I see.
Yeah, now
that wasn't a bonus objective, obviously.
Yeah.
So they just had to kill all the enemies to get to opening up to defeat the boss. This, what does that say?
Where are you looking?
Tank of Cunning? Is that what the name of the boss?
Yeah.
TV's very far away.
This is the Trial of Cunning, right? And this is the Tank of Cunning. Oh, Tink of Cunning.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now they got to get on moving into take down the boss and see what strategies they decide.
A fun
to
play.
employ.
They're used to bosses being hulking beasts. Yeah, it's going to be a Tink. Very tiny.
Yeah, it's so cool to just see the amount of like They are just bosses getting destroyed.
And see, again, that's my thing. And now, granted, we're not. What we talked about earlier with Paul plays into this, right? Where it is mayhem mode, right?
Yeah.
It is. Let's come back with modifiers. Let's come back with something.
So it looks like it came back with a second stage.
Yeah.
Again, it's a bit of a distance from us, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So they're just going to melt it again.
Hey, man, that's what it's all about.
Has somebody got a giant laser? Is that coming from them?
Frickin' lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they do. Again, you know how it is around here.
Oh, yeah.
The way you fight, the way you kill.
So it's cool to see a full squad, though, you know, like I was talking about before, just the amount of devastation and the strategies that you can use.
Yeah, they got.
So let's see if this is the last stage. That was so it had a second stage, and now they're done. They open up the chest. Let's see that orange and yellow. Where's it at?
You are so obsessed with seeing all the legendary.
You got to get a legendary drop.
I'm not.
You're not gonna get a legendary drop that often, right? I mean,
sure, but in terms of.
But when you see the
look
color,
how cool this chest looks.
you're freaking stoked, man.
All right, let's see if will Fran be happy.
A couple grand. See what the drops look like. Oh, a lot of purple for you. No luck today, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's a billion guns, so I'm sure these are pretty good. And again, you want to look for secondary fire on those and take your time. See what you're going to share with the group. And remember, you can play this in what? Classic mode?
Yeah, if you want to fight over loot.
You want to argue with people over...
I don't want to
I do not want to do
Fran, I will not play with you that way. Do not ask me.
I have to argue with you enough as
I know, exactly. Well, again, you're going to be sitting... This is going to be you in your menus nonstop. Just non-stop in these menus.
Yeah, 100%, because I'm like, well, how much is the elemental damage?
Professor Frank over here trying to figure out how to get the best percentage point off.
Exactly. But no, man, those are some of the best moments, just going through the new gear and deciding. I mean, the good news is you can still take a bunch of stuff with you and decide later. But when you see the legendary drop in particular, it's just freaking awesome.
Of course, that's what these games are all about, right? It is that quest, that thirst, that treadmill, that loot treadmill, right?
The loot treadmill.
Stuff.
You make it sound like such a go.
Hey, you work out. You apparently like working.
True. I do like that.
I'm just saying.
But no, like going through and grinding for this stuff is one of the best things, because when that moment when you finally get what you want and you don't get it often is super exciting.
Well, Speaking of a moment you don't get often, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by two young, lovely gentlemen. It's Randy and Ari. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Living the dream. We're celebrating the launch of Borderlands 3. What more can you ask for?
Congratulations.
We're freaking out there.
The party is terrifying. Every time they cut to it, I'm terrified of what's happening out there.
It's getting gnarlier, too. Right now, Spinderella's out there.
Yeah.
Just lighting it up. And we're just going to keep turning up the heat.
Oh, yeah. I know you have more planned for this evening. I'm very excited for it, but I'm excited for this. Hello, Ari. How are you?
Oh, great. How are you?
Good. In 2015, you gentlemen were like, you know what? We're talking about a Borderlands movie. And, hey, we think we might do that. 2015 was a long time ago. Where are we at with this?
Hollywood.
Yeah, movie time, not so bad.
Yeah, exactly. You know more about it than I do.
Production.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Where are we at today?
Where we're at is like, we have the most important thing right now, which is we have a terrific script from a writer named Craig Mazin.
Chernobyl.
Why do we know that name?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Craig is on fire.
Yeah, right now it's one of many amazing things he's done. Fortunately, one of them is the script he wrote for us, and
awesome.
So we're just thrilled about it.
It's been a process, right? So to make a movie with Borderlands, first we had to figure out the strategy, right? Because like the default is like, hey, let's pick one of the game stories and just replicate that. But then you kind of trap yourself. And if it's not a perfectly faithful reproduction of the story, you get some fans upset, and then you kind of have to wait for games in order to make more movies. And you get like we see this all the time with properties, like how the final season of Game of Thrones gets out of sorts with what
controversy is about to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that no one's gonna be mad.
Nobody
if
was
you're in
mad
the chat
about
like, wait, Game of Thrones nailed the landing, we need to have
I'm super down, but like it's complicated, right? One medium or the other. And, Ari's background with Marvel and working on the Marvel Cinematic Universe I thought that was a genius strategy, right? Where the comic books can live in their space and the cinematic universe can live in its space.
Yeah.
And they borrow from the same themes and characters.
You're like, oh man, we're ready to go. But then at this point, you're always like, man, I'm glad we went through it because it was worth it.
Yeah.
We're the most happy we could be right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so everybody doesn't, what are some of these other movies that the production house has worked on?
What have you done?
Like your background.
Are you kidding me, Fran, right now?
For the people at home.
If you don't know this at home,
I'll
ladies
say
and
it.
gentlemen,
I mean, Ari was the executive producer of freaking Iron Man, right?
The first one. Yeah.
The first Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
And he's worked on tons of stuff. And I mean, our ads are legendary in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ari's too humble to brag about himself, but
a lot of people watching. It's not like just you were walking around Hollywood and bumped into some random producer, right, Randy? Like this guy.
I kissed it down.
Yeah. Oh, it's the other way around.
And I was a dick too. I was like, we're not screwing around with Hollywood. And
That was actually the greatest process. Because my colleague and I, we were working and we would offer up something, Randy'd be like, no. So we'd redo it, no. And then finally, a switch turned. It's like, all right, we're in. But it was basically like this real thing of wanting to, one, see commitment, and two, make sure that I think Randy was really prescient about the way the process goes.
Yeah.
Which is it's going to be hard and you're going to try things. And
I think processes. I think there were, for me, I'll tell you, because I probably never said this to you, but there's a few things on my side. One of them was. Look, we get hit up all the time by Hollywood types, and there's a lot of folks out there that are just collecting options and trying to flip deals with studios and make a few bucks on the front, but aren't actually capable or committed of going the distance. Because
especially video games.
Hollywood is a trick, man. And one thing about Gearbox, look, man, we just want to entertain people, but we always we're gonna get it done, and we're gonna keep at it. And there's things that have been. We've just been percolating with that we're never going to give up on. That look at Borderlands 3 for it's been 7 years since Borderlands 2, and there's a lot of worlds where it could have been 9 or 12. We have to crack the nut first before we kind of follow through, but we're never going to give up. And we wanted to partner with filmmakers that weren't just looking for a quick connection or some credibility, but folks that knew how to commit and we're in it. We're for the right reasons, and that was the other thing. What these guys did with comic books was astonishing, right? The world did not give a crap about films based on comic books until what Marvel did with the cinematic universe. And the dream that Ari would hit me up and be like, dude, that's all I think about. We have to. I love video games. We have to figure this out.
Yeah.
There is not.
Thank you.
Right? Now there's been some good video games, but there hasn't been something that's really proved it to everyone.
Yeah.
That that this is a source for great material for universes and storytelling and character, and the fact that Ari and his team thinks that Borderlands is a source, like, okay, once I was convinced that these guys weren't going to give up, then I was in. So there you go. That's how you broke me down, man.
We were never going to give up, and I mean, that's really the hope. Like, I think with these like with a Borderlands movie, really the hope is like, I hope that people who play the game can share it with the people who don't, and they all get to enjoy it together. I think that's kind of like one of the things that were great about comic book movies. Suddenly you could love any of the source material however you engage with it. And I think we're going to do that.
It seems like the waiting and the passion has paid off for Borderlands 3 for certainly, and it seems like it's going to be the same with the movie. Do we know any details, though, at all? Like the protagonist or any of this stuff yet? Like,
you really are going to ask us to spoil shit at this stage?
I know you won't. I know you won't. So here's the question.
That's our job.
Craig's the writer. You have a final script. Is it locked?
Well, scripts, like, what's final, right?
I don't know.
Until the film's in the can?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, until the film is done, it's not locked, but we have a script that we love.
Okay.
You know?
So then what's next?
Here's the thing. It's not just that we love it, like, because we've played with lots of iterations of scripts, and what Craig turned in, it was the first time the Gearbox team that read it was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This is an this isn't just an amazing Borderlands movie. This is an amazing movie. Like, we got really excited about it, so.
All right.
Exciting.
What's next? When's it coming out? What's the release date? Can I be Loaderbot? Is Loaderbot in it? Put Loaderbot in it. They're not going to tell us anything.
Come with me if you want to leave.
Thank you both so much for coming by.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you're allowed to get back to your party. Randy, we have more questions for you.
Oh, shit.
But first, ladies and gentlemen, we have a word from our sponsor.
All right. Great.
Welcome back to the Borderlands 3 launch party live from Dallas, Texas, and brought to you by 2K, AMD, and Zydax. I'm Greg, that's Fran, and that's a party you're staring at out there. Here, though, is the one and only Randy Pitchford himself. How are you doing, Randy?
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah.
For the rest of the show, it's been like, in this thing, and it'll be like one guy go, yeah.
Yeah.
But you got here the entire time.
He's got an entourage. I love it.
Randy, as you know, we're doing a Borderlands show for you guys.
It's so cool. I'm so psyched that you're doing it.
We are
Thank you
too.
for having us.
Thanks. Thank you. And you're coming on it.
I can't wait.
And let me tell you,
I'm on it right now.
I'm gonna. This is different. I'm gonna have a lot of questions. A lot of questions when you come on. All right. But tonight, I really do want to talk about what you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
Because this is such a cool idea. We were joking earlier that like every developer throws a launch party to some extent. But not many open it up to 5,000 fans, stream it out to the world, do all this different stuff.
Whole studio.
Yeah. Why did you guys want to do this?
It's become kind of a tradition from the very beginning. We've always, when we've had our launch parties, we've always said, you know what? If anybody wants to join in, join in. I remember our first like modest little launch party for Half-Life Proposing Force, and there was 60 people there. It's really become kind of a tradition, and the experience that I get out of it and that we get out of it, like I don't do it for me. I do it for this sort of this, and I don't want to sound metaphysical, but it's like this weird transference of energy. Like for us developers, like we're killing ourselves for a huge amount of time.
Sure.
And releasing this thing, it's scary. It's kind of like giving birth, like where it's like there's this awesome thing in the world, but how's it going to turn out? And is everybody going to like it? Or are they just going to tease it in school? Like what's going to happen, And it's there needs to be this kind of moment where we kind of make that happen. We manifest that. And when you don't have this physical like presence moment where us and some fans can be in the same space and share this kind of like transfer of the experience, it's kind of weird. Like, yeah, there's a customer out there that buys the game, but we can't meet them. We can't feel that. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to create this moment where we do, and that's what these launch parties are all about. And it's real. It's really insane. Like the Gearbox people that have been around, that have been to past launch parties, like this is a moment that we all look forward to, and they talk about it to the new developers, and it becomes this thing. And like the fans that are here, there's like there are fans that were here at our community day and launch party for Borderlands 2 that are now part of the company because of the connection that they felt. And like I was just out on the floor, and this woman pulled me aside and she said, Randy, this moment, like, this has inspired me. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to figure out how to become a game developer, and someday I want to join this industry and create what you guys create. And I don't think that would have happened if she didn't come to this event. And that's beautiful. Like, that's amazing.
It's something we were talking about earlier, right? And something I talk about on our podcast so often is that I feel like the internet, lots of times, only promotes the bad, right? You're angry about something, you go and tweet about it. That's what a developer sees, right? And they feel like that is the community. And then it gets demoralizing. How do you guys keep up spirits at the studio when it's the lead up to this, when it's 5 years of development on Borderlands 3?
Yeah, and that's part of it, right? The veterans that have been around, we know what it feels like to create joy and happiness, and to have that reflected back on us, and the energy that we can get from folks just having a great time. And yeah, the internet can be a trick, right? Because normal people don't post on forums. Right, like there's
as a forum poster, I agree.
Look, I posted on forums, I get it, but like most people, they're just busy living their lives, and you have to really care about a thing.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that we have to remember is, sometimes when people really love a thing and they don't actually know how to express themselves, there's a lot of people in the world, and like most people are awesome and just normal and in the center, and sometimes we don't hear from them.
Yeah.
And on both ends, like there's as we get closer to the edges of like the edge cases of human behavior, it happens on both sides. Like the people that really invest themselves in their entertainment, some of them are beautiful and awesome and are producing nothing but love, and some of them are producing horrible hate. But
don't point at me.
For them,
no, that's you, Fran. That's you.
What you have to realize is, for them, that's actually just in their weird way, that's an expression of love too.
Yeah.
Because we don't do that for things we don't care about.
Yeah.
I've spent 0 time posting on a motorcycle forum because I don't own a motorcycle. I've never ridden a motorcycle. I don't care about motorcycles. But I have spent some time with video games and video game people because I care a lot about it. And you have to remember that's fundamentally where all that's coming from.
Yeah. It's such a cool event. And like I was telling Greg earlier, you see launch parties like you're talking about, and a lot of times like the media comes out, some of the the main producers but a lot of the people that are back in the kitchen doing all kinds of stuff, like they don't get to see it. And I do think it's really awesome that you guys are doing this, and I can only imagine actually after half a decade of putting your heart into something to be able to just even just to go, let alone see the fans, see it up on the big screen. Now it's broadcast live to everybody. It's really
that's
a warming feeling.
That's what that's what you're helping to do right now. Is there's so many people in the world that just don't get to be here in Dallas that actually would like to spend this time with us.
Right.
Wherever they are on the spectrum of people, that they do care about the entertainment and they want to spend time with us. Well, now we're doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're I don't know which camera's
live. It's one of them now.
We're doing that.
So
we're here with you. Like we're now sharing this moment, and that's beautiful. And it's beautiful for the developers. We've got the Canadian studio now. And I was stressing out because they came down in 3 different airplanes, and they're all here. And they were like, dude, all the studios, there's other I don't want to name, but there's other studios up that are neighbors of them. None of them have ever been to a launch party before for any of these games. And these guys are working on some of the biggest and most franchises in the industry. And they're just bragging to all their peers, oh yeah, we're going down to Texas, we're doing this.
What's the thing about
here? And they're having a great time.
It's not even about bragging, right? It's about feeling included.
That's exactly.
That's always
not. They're proud that they get to experience something they haven't experienced before, but that's not why they're sharing it. It's the fact that it's happening at all and that they can participate. You're right.
Yep. Yeah, and I was also gonna say the documentary. I don't know if you saw it play, but there's this behind the scenes. It's a big doc. You see the people we're talking about. Looks like a really nice doc. You were in it. I really encourage people to go back and watch that if you've missed it. I mean, these are. It's important to see the people that put all their time in.
Yeah, director Jeremy Sneed, who created Video Games the Movie, that documentary.
Yeah,
he worked on that, and when they told me that he wanted to do it, and that I was like, yeah, of course, have all the access you want, and so we just let we didn't have PR involved. I was just developers.
I'm sure they loved that.
It was very nervous.
Whatever. Everyone that's part of the studio is in it for the right reasons. We care about, our literal mission is to entertain the world, and we just want to create as much joy and happiness as possible. And so when those folks just pour their hearts out, something's going to happen.
Yeah. And I've been in those environments. It's actually nice because they can comfortably just share stuff, and it's under lock and key until a moment like this, obviously, and you get that natural, information and reaction that you want from someone who's just pouring their heart into something.
Yeah,
so.
You got it.
Yeah, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
So, Randy, to wrap up your time here, because you got to get back to your party, obviously. The question I always wonder, for you, September 13th, 12:01 a.m. What are you doing? Like,
I'm probably going to be at a local GameStop.
Yeah?
No, not probably.
Really?
I'm going to be at because GameStops do like midnight launches and stuff. They still do that, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's
the energy you were talking
in this
about.
digital world. We don't all need to do that now. But one of the things I like about GameStop, and there's a lot of things, they're like a business like anybody else. We can criticize, but the thing I like is there's still a place where you can
gather.
It's like the barber shop for video games. You can actually come together and everybody in there is speaking the same language as you, and man, it's something really awesome when we go to these midnight launches. And then I cannot wait to play through the game with the retail version in the wild.
Yeah.
It's a ritual I do. I go to the place, I buy the game. And it never gets old. I've been making games for 25 years.
Yeah.
I've shipped a lot of titles. It never gets old, and this is like a big one. I don't think we've ever we haven't. We've never put as much energy as we put into Borderlands 3. Not even close. So, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be really emotional. There's always tears when I'm alone, and it's not like I haven't, I've literally spent, I can't count the amount of time I've spent with this game. I've seen every inch of it.
Yeah, you know it.
But when it's real and out there, right?
But there's something different when you're. I remember the first time I cried, just playing a game that we'd worked on was it was one of those 12:01 moments. It was when Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30 came out, and it was I'm playing the retail version, and I was just imagining all the other people
doing the same.
All the people I just left from GameStop that were all there for the midnight launch, and they're all experiencing the story together, and I was just like, man, this is I can't believe this is happening. What a cool world we can be in, where we can have these shared moments and experiences, even though we're doing it ourselves. We do it together, and honestly, a lot of that feeling is kind of what led me to care so much about co-op and shared experiences in the game itself, not just in the moment in time and space. Anyways.
Yeah.
You got to shut me up because I'll just keep talking.
I know, that's why you're coming on the
Beautiful.
Borderlands show. You're coming to the Borderlands show. Of course, we'll have you there.
Can't wait.
We'll talk to you in a couple months. Don't worry about it. But yeah, get back out there. Enjoy your party, all right?
So glad you guys are doing this. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for spending some time.
Anytime. Don't
Cheers.
worry about it.
Awesome.
Please, cheers to you.
Awesome.
We are going to click back over to some gameplay, see what the stream team is up to. I believe they're all playing together. Randy's running by the camera.
Bye, Randy.
No, you do whatever you want.
He's got stuff to do.
The camera, they're good about it. I've been testing them all night. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because you
already ran around the room. Yeah, they cut that.
Oh, look, now we got it. Some multiplayer action that
nice.
Split up in 3 here. See what everybody's up to.
See everybody playing at once. This.
I have been informed it is not multiplayer. It is all single stream. Sorry. I just jumped to a conclusion.
You know what, though? It's good. You got to
they're playing from the beginning. Because you can see right up there. Test.
Yeah, they're going back to the beginning.
Claptrap up there.
Yep.
There you go.
So they're all going back to the beginning of the game. Again, we don't want to spoil stuff for everybody. So
I do. If they would play to the end of the game right now, I wouldn't argue about it.
I mean, we got to see a new Proving Grounds map, a ton of that. It's not like we're not showing more than what's up here right now. So
you know what, Fran? You're supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side.
I don't know. It sounds like you're arguing with me all the time. Every time I say something should happen, you say it shouldn't happen.
You want to see the end of the game? Is that what you're telling me, Greg?
Oh, look at it. Gosh.
This is what you can expect on the Borderlands show.
Yeah, I know, right? Just us arguing or whatever.
Arguing about how long it took me to get out of my menus while
It's
we were
funny
playing.
to me, Fran, because obviously there's so many comparison videos going around, and obviously we're going to see more of it. We've played games together, and to see the iteration of what Lilith looks like now in Borderlands 3, what she looked like in 2, the way the games come together, the way it's still, you look at it, you're like, oh, it's Borderlands, right? But then to go back and compare it to a Borderlands 1, to go back and compare it to a Borderlands 2 even, the leaps we've had in this game, but the fact that its art style is so distinct, right?
Yeah.
Not its graphics, its art style so distinct, you know Borderlands at a glance.
Yeah, exactly. It was interesting once we finally saw it, right? Because we knew it was coming for a while, but once we finally saw it, I was and I wasn't surprised. Because, again, you go back to Borderlands 1 and 2, and actually it was a style that I think some people questioned, right? In a time where you were trying to get shinier, more bump mapped, the deep textures. It's not that it didn't have that, but the style, a little bit toon shaded or whatever, you want to call it, was more stylized to be colorful, and I think some people at the time didn't want to see it, but then...
Totally, it was hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, you go back to play it, though, and you're like, man, it holds up so well.
Yeah.
And then now, when I saw Borderlands here, it's like, oh, yeah, it's definitely way more detailed, but it's keeping that very, stylish look. And I think that's, again, is really nice. You can imagine whatever, 5 years from now, when we're sitting here again, of course.
Sure.
But like, we'll be looking at hopefully just
season 8
remastered it, 8K, or you play it in the IMAX or whatever it is that you want to do. But it's a style that holds up like really well. And quite frankly, I actually think the thing that separates Borderlands 3, it actually does stand out. I feel like there's a lot more contrast and color than there was. You saw a little bit of that from 1 to 2, but the worlds are so much more complex.
They're more diverse.
There's so much more color, and honestly, go back and play Borderlands 1. It is
brown.
a wasteland.
Yeah, exactly. It's very brown. It's very important.
It's very brown. You go from
Red,
point A to point B,
maroons.
and it was an amazing game for its time, but it's a decade later.
And that's why I really feel Borderlands 2 is when you saw the franchise go from a game people liked a lot to this is something we love.
It started to
where
sink
it
its
was
teeth in.
there were so many different characters. There were diverse missions. You didn't know what it was going to be. There's even granted there always were, but more jokes hidden in there.
Oh yeah, it's I went and did I think it's in Borderlands 2, and I didn't know it was there. There's a Minecraft reference, and you go into this cave and you get like a Minecraft eye. Actually, there was a creeper in there. There's a lot of stuff, and I can't wait to see what's in 3.
Even with the little bit we've seen of the Calypso twins, like them being riffs on streamers, and the way they talk to you as of all time.
I mean, they better watch what they say, Greg.
Yeah, I know. You're
making fun of us.
twitch.tv/FM3_. We get it.
I'm actually going to be playing some Borderlands 3 later tonight.
Are you
around midnight-ish? Yeah, I want to stream it for a little bit because we do have that opportunity. And when you get away from streaming, you want to hop back.
Get that itch.
But I will be. So
I will be drinking salty gags. Over
Can you
there.
drink them behind me and close by so we can just party and play some Borderlands 3? And we should do split screen co-op, Greg.
We could do that. Or
you're going to be drinking 2 salty.
Drinks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be doing my own. Screen co-op as I start to go double vision on things.
But yeah, I mean, it being a launch party, and like you said before, you get a taste of it, and it's hard to keep away. I actually haven't had a chance to play it during rehearsals and stuff.
Yeah.
You were taking breaks, deciding you're going to be flack.
You were too busy.
I was too busy
what were you doing,
writing 50.
I've noticed.
You have way fewer than I do.
If we can cut back
they
to
won't
us
cut
just
to
for a
this.
second. Yeah, they will. We can get get camera 5 to cut back to us. Just for a second.
Nice try. They're all
no, they
great,
will.
Greg.
They will. Come on. They are all talking to each other.
Exactly.
We say, here it is. Here it is.
Are you serious? You're taking time out.
Look at this. Is Fran's pile of cards in my pile of cards. Just feels like somebody is working smart, somebody's working hard for no reason.
No. This is the detail you can expect in my
on the Borderlands show.
These are all the guns
you
and
can
the
go back
stats.
to gameplay. Thank you. Don't
That's
worry
how
about
it's going to be. Man, Greg's just running cameras now.
Hey, man, I do it all. You hire me to host, I'll direct too. I'll set design too. You want me to move these posters around, put them in different places?
You'll take care of it.
Don't worry about it.
But we got off track. Where were we at? Oh, yeah.
We were here at the Borderlands 3 launch party, of course, brought to you by a number of amazing sponsors. Thank you for watching, whether it be on Twitch, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be later on demand on something we don't even know about.
That's right.
This is Greg. That's Fran. We are. Oh, my God. The psychos out there.
Wow.
Are terrifying.
Like it's
dropping
hot.
it like it's hot. The audience starting
this
to
is less scary, though, than last time.
Says you, man. I don't know. It's all, it was funny at the PAX panel. One of the developers went out there and brought up that it's kind of intimidating to look out into this audience and everyone was wearing psycho masks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
it's like V for Vendetta out there. It's a little bit crazy.
It's not, like when you go to cosplay and it's like a Disney cosplay fest. I mean,
it's still in there, huh?
Oh my goodness! This is actually some of the first shots we've seen of like the whole crowd.
Yeah. I think they've been filtering in, doing the photo ops. Obviously, the bars are on the side.
I told you before, Greg, I'd like to see a few more dancing out there. Now, I wouldn't do it myself. I'm a hypocrite.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
But for the shots, if we can could we grab the stage?
Go if you want to. Go out there right now. You can see it's right in the middle there.
No, you know who needs to do it?
Who?
Mitsu. So if production, let him know Mitsu he would hate me if they made him do it.
Go over there.
Go make Mitsu dance.
Go over there, tap him on the shoulder. They were filming right now.
Oh, he's in the middle of streaming.
Hey, they need you to go out there and dance, they say.
Exactly.
If he'll leave and you play.
But, no, man, when you're at those events, like I joke, you don't need to be dancing, and it's not just about the music. It actually, we were talking about it before, meeting like-minded fans.
Oh, yeah.
Just being at the event is cool, because we're jaded. We've been to launch events.
Not at all. Honestly, with all due respect, I have not been to a launch event.
You've not been to a launch event?
I've never been to a launch event in my life. I don't know what
not a console launch or anything?
What?
But, like, all decked out. Like, for example, when the Xbox One launched, it was the 360.
Okay.
Whatever the case. That's how old I am. They had it at a hangar for Area 51 like vibe, and it was like this crazy decked out thing. It was 24 hours in the desert. You ever been to anything like that?
I mean, I went to that time when the PlayStation 4 launch was coming up, and they took over a hotel, and we went floor to floor, room to room, playing games. But that's not.
That's a little different.
I've never been to a launch party. I've never been to a developer's launch party.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where have you been this whole time? I'm just kidding.
What developers are inviting you to launch parties?
Yeah, no, I've been to a lot of smaller ones than this. This is, by and large, like the biggest party that I've seen thrown for a game like this, you know, where all the fans come out and they have big performances and it's streaming live. So it's really cool. But what I was going to say is, the end of the day, at least for me anyway, I guess it is for me, but I hope everybody feels the same, like meeting people at these events can actually change your life, or just going to it. It could lead to a career. It could just be that you found somebody to play the game with, or that just you've been playing this game for 10 years, and you're like, you know, you get in your own head, and you're like, I don't know, I play video games all the time, and some people, they you know, it's got a stigma to it. Oh, you just play video games? Like, yeah, I love video games. And now you come out, you see the passion. And anyway, that's what tonight's about, is celebrating that moment. Too bad you can't play the game till next week, though.
I know, right? Otherwise,
we can play it tonight. Like later.
Yeah, you can go over there and play that. I've already played that. I've already played it on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Don't worry about it. But no, I mean, I think what Randy said really rings true. He was talking about GameStops and going to a midnight launch and seeing other people.
And I think done that.
This is a great example. I've done that for sure, obviously.
Okay.
This is a great example of that, too. In the same way when we do Kind of Funny live events and you bring fans there and it's like, oh, we're all here for the same reason. We can talk to each other because we're all here for the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, like, big video game launches I always loved going to. For console launches, like I was getting at before. But huge games as well, you kind of get the same energy. So, yeah, actually, if they're doing it in your local town, I mean, it might not... Like, you want to go home by midnight to play it, but... Of course. Maybe you just want to drop by for the festivities as well. So I'm sure most people are going to preload the game now. That's how it's done.
Of course.
Preload, get it as soon as possible. The people that go to the GameStop like Randy and are like... I mean... He can do that because he's already played the game.
I know.
Everybody else is like, I got to get home as fast as possible.
I don't want to, but it doesn't even matter now if your friends level up faster because you can all play together and everybody.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to worry about getting left behind.
I'm a big fan.
All right, so we're watching Char, and they are in the beginning of the game now. We've moved on from Proving Grounds, right?
Yeah.
So he's on a mission called
From the Ground
Up, and he's just got to clear area of Skags.
Classic Borderlands.
Classic beginning. Like I said, though, remember in Borderlands 1 when you had to do this? And it looked not even close. God, it was like brown with like brown dogs.
It was like a flat thing.
Yeah. It was
one textured rock over there and a skag running over here.
And there's so many elemental effects and all, and you're getting already, you know, plenty of guns, it seems like. This is why I love, you know, the dedication of the streams. Like, they're just playing at the event and...
Still got to look at it.
They know that we're watching them. But he's just going to inspect the item for like 5 minutes. Just like I would. Just like I would, Greg.
Yeah, but you'll have me screaming at you to not do that.
I know. So I keep waiting to see a gun or an item that you can do secondary fire mode. I haven't seen it. They're definitely in the game, I promise you. And there's quite a bit of them. They're not a rare thing. In fact, I'd say a ton of guns have...
I could have sworn it was everyone did have it.
No, it's not everyone.
Not everyone? Okay.
I mean, I absolutely know, because sometimes you'll just get a gun, it just doesn't have it. He's not on controller, and it's normally D-pad down. You'll see it in the bottom right. But doesn't look like it's carrying it right now. But we'll keep an eye out.
Look at that mantling. Got him ready.
Yeah, so much different from before where it's like, I'll never make it up there.
Yeah. How the hell do they want me to get up there?
Exactly. Oh, that's cool. So this gun comes with like the little like side shields on it. They cut away from it, but you know, some guns, they have so many different types of guns. And that one, when you aim down sights, it gets like a couple shields on the side. It's pretty cool.
Do you remember when we were both working at IGN.com?
Yeah.
And... Clayman did the mainstreamed video.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that feels like...
Didn't he play Randy Pitchford?
He did. I'm Randy Pitchford, big-time game developer. That seems like a lifetime ago.
I mean, it was a decade ago.
Jeez.
Or before, it was a long time ago. But, yeah, we did this video where when we saw Borderlands, it was... Something about the style clicked, right?
Well, yeah,
that's what it was.
It was so unheard of because it was a game of a billion guns.
Yeah, it was I forget what they were calling it, not a looter shooter, but it was like a shooter... RPG or...
Which nobody could, at the time, understand.
Yeah.
I love this moment here, by the way.
But it really was industry, you know, groundbreaking.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because, yeah, there was a lot of other games like Paul, like, has history in Elder Scrolls and Ultima and all that, like, all these RPG elements, but they brought that to
Which was,
I mean,
like, that was still the thing of, like, I remember those days when RPGs started bleeding into games. and none of us knew how to talk about it. And it's got RPG elements. It's RPG light. It was like, now you don't even say that because every game is that.
Yeah,
it's more weird when you play a game and you don't upgrade, change, have a skill tree, do something you want to make it yours.
Yeah, and I mean, even more interesting to see that Borderlands 3 had the choice to, do what Destiny, which was inspired by Borderlands, has done. Do games as a service and do all this other stuff and the weekly grind. But they've stuck to the just seemingly tons of content. It's a huge premium package of that, but not like, hey, I need you to be here on Tuesday, I need you to be here on Friday. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think those games are amazing. I played them myself, obviously.
But there's still tinges of it, right? Like, I mean, there still is with Proving Grounds and stuff like events, like the episode content they're dropping. That's not the big deal.
Yeah, well, they've got content drops, and that's kind of what I was getting at, though. It's just more content is coming, and they'll continue to support and grow that. But it's a little different than, in other words, I personally, because I play so much of it, I guess I have PTSD, where it's like I feel a stress to, am I going to have to come back to Borderlands 3? Like, do I need to be ready and back for this? And are you leaving me behind, Greg? And, frankly, it doesn't... It doesn't subscribe to that, and it's stuck to its guns, you see what I did there. But, they said, look, it's not broken, don't fix it, and I think that's a really good move.
In the Twitch chat, Unknown Spirit says, I remember it being called Diablo with guns.
Oh, they did talk about it like that.
I did remember that, too, and that shows you how far we've come, right, of, like, not only is it the looter shooter, like the first one to really put it out there, it's, like, a game that really did change it.
Yeah, it was back when that was, like, a new idea. And again, so how many games do this type of stuff now? Like almost every game or shooting game has some RPG elements to it now. And I think people were afraid to do it before, though, right? Like it seemed like we just want to go out there and shoot stuff, right? And we want to get some story, but like it taught us, and Borderlands certainly is like, I kind of want to like gear up and mod up and do all these things that, as an RPG player, you knew like felt so amazing. Like getting, in other words, it's not just I got a pistol, I got a shotgun, and a handful of things. Like you start gearing up and building your character differently. Like meaning when Halo was first getting big, you're just Master Chief and you fight with whatever gun of choice. But now this is a game, right, where you have builds and that's what separates it. And I think why people love Borderlands so much. So
no, 100%. I think to that point. Here we got some OBS in the picture.
You love the OBS when you get to see it.
Like, that was what it did, is it just broke down barriers to come out and be one of those games, to be like, all right, cool. I guess that's the weird thing for me, is personally, in what I play, I'm not the shooter guy. Like, I respect what Wolfenstein does, you know what I mean? I get what most of Bethesda's games are doing, Doom.
Sure.
But, like, they don't, like, move the needle of, like, an anticipated game, whereas Borderlands does, but I'm not the guy who's excited for Borderlands for the shooting. I'm excited for the comedy. I'm excited for the skills. I'm excited I'm excited to get stronger. Like, I'll find the guns I love, but that's not what it is about. And I think the fact that the guns are funny and, your gun is reloading into other guns, that's cool. That's different.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, you hit on something that I often forget about. I love it when I see it, but the style and the story, like, that's also the thing that has separated Borderlands. Like, it's not... for people who haven't played it, right, it's not some, like, super serious action shooter with all this seriousness. It makes fun of genres, and it's making fun of, not making fun, but it's parodying a bit the life of streamers and content creators, and, like, it has commentaries.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can expect a lot of that. And people just come to love the characters, too, like you were saying.
Oh, Ellie? Like, come on.
Yeah, but, like, you were talking about Flack, how you were like, I kind of maybe want to be Flack, and then you heard his voice lines, right?
Yeah.
And it starts to change the way you connect.
Yeah, the way he deals with characters, right? But then, the characters you're going to meet, Ice-T, when you meet him.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything from it yet. I don't know if they.
Do you know what he is in the game?
I forgot now.
Oh, good. If you've forgotten, just keep it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's better not to know.
Yeah, it's
don't
funny
know.
because I remember.
Don't do it. Chat, don't ruin it for people.
That's right.
Everybody stay away.
Don't ruin it. Well, I remember when they announced it, some people were like, "Oh, you spoiled this thing," and like kinda, but I think
But it's also it's what we were talking about with Randy, right? Is like. The people who are paying attention to that kind of spoilers, such a small percentile. You know what I mean?
There's like a lot more that's going to be in there. So
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I meant it more of the fact that like the people who consume IGN or watch our stuff. So, all right, Fran, we're being told Mitsu not that great at the game. We're going to the stage. See what it's like. Oh, it's Randy. What's Randy got to say?
Randy made it out on the stage. I think this is where he's rallying everybody together.
He's bringing everyone together to celebrate.
Yeah. Well, I think he's talking about...
We are here together now sharing this moment.
This is happening, you guys. We're all in this together. If you don't know who I am, my name is Randy Pitchford. I founded Gearbox Software. And in the house tonight, we have a bunch of badasses. I'm talking about the team at Gearbox. I'm talking about the developers. I'm talking about the people that bring you Borderlands 3. And you guys are out there, and let me tell you what it means. Because I founded Gearbox, and I run the damn place. So what that actually means is everybody at Gearbox, I work for you. I work for you guys. And this tonight, this is for you. So thank you for being here, Gearbox. But there's something else going on here, you guys. When we work on these video games together, we put our hearts and souls into it. Literal tears and passion and love. And we do it for one reason. We just want to create joy and happiness, and we just want to entertain people. And so what's happening tonight, this is sort of the moment that we can be in the same space together as the Gearbox team gives birth and shares what we've created to all of the fans, all the people that are looking forward and hoping that we didn't fuck it up. And I got news, I don't think we fucked it up. I think Borderlands 3 is fucking awesome, you guys. I've played it, it's fucking good. And in 1 week, we're all gonna get to play together.